3:21 live right now. Have my headphone here, have my another device. And I missed this part, but well, that wasn't too much. Then Dariush got knocked out within the 15 seconds. I mean, what can I say? Feel sorry for the guy, but yeah, he seems frustrated. By knockout. Yeah. Benoit Saint-Denis won. Knockout. Good, effective, good for him. So let's see what he's going to say, what he wants next. Hi, Matt. He's talking about Veterans Week. And he wants to thank all veterans that were involved in the conflict. USA and France. Okay, well, I mean, well, that's the moment when you have a chance to say whatever you want, basically. So he's saying that he likes US, so he just greets and thanks veterans, like saying thank you for your service. But anyways, I mean, Guy won with the knockout. Yeah, I just entered the live, so missed a little bit, but it was supposed to be obviously 3-round fight, but it ended in the first round, 15 seconds literally. What time is it in Georgia? I don't know exactly. I can't tell you what time it is in Vietnam. It's like at 10:30 almost, and in Georgia it should be 3 hours earlier. We had the Veterans Day on Tuesday. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so well, I guess he has the, ties. He likes US. He has some ties there, and I think that's, yeah. I mean, that's what he said. But okay, we're moving to the next fight. Yeah, go Makhachev. Well, Islam has very, very high chances to do that. But we shall see. I mean, we have champion Jack Della. Lately, everyone says he's been focusing a lot on his BJJ, on his grappling, and also focusing a lot on the strengthening the defense, the takedown defense. And he's a great striker. He's I was checking the stats and stuff, so it's like a 59 accuracy in his striking, which is quite high. 7:27 p.m. Well, that makes sense. Here it's a morning time. Show us your tattoo. Just a dragon. It's like a warrior themed tattoo, so it's quite kind of my signature tattoo here. Hope the day goes great. Appreciate it. Same for you. Prades smashes Leon. Yeah, I mean, it's Carlos has a very aggressive style. Leon is a former champion, so it's actually, yeah, let's look at it that way. There's like a whole welterweight division, almost all, almost all top fives, and though these guys are so most of the fights are like win welterweight today, which is good. We shall see. And there is also Fight Night UFC on the 22nd of November, as the Tsarukian versus Hooker as the main event. So, also going to be some interesting fights there. We'll try to live stream that one as well. Greetings from Kenya. Hi. You like UFC? Well, yeah, I'm watching right now. I mean, it's the pause. Um, so yeah, it's just a break now. But they're gonna move to the next fight in a bit. I have a horseshoe on the bottom of each foot and a AK-47 tattoo on my back shoulder blade. That's cool. Are you from Texas by any chance, or on the like a Wild West? Just by any chance? I never asked actually. I know for you from US, but that's dope. You train? I train in boxing. That's why I usually watch both boxing and specifically UFC events. I'm trying to get more to the one championship and other PFL, like other organizations as well. But right now I'm just focusing on UFC and try to watch. I don't live stream always like this, but sometimes. Oh, gotta. Okay, we're moving to the next pair now. Yeah, Carlos Pradas versus Leon Edwards. While Leon Edwards is confident, he says he's gonna win. Of course, everyone says they're gonna win. Carlos Pradas says that he respects the former champion a lot, but he says that his time is gone, and mixed martial is one of the nerds. We guys that wear glasses and stuff. So he's UFC nerds, and UFC nerds are dangerous. Yeah, he exactly just said he's super dangerous. Yeah, he always tries to go for a knockout, but guy has a crazy reach, and he executes it very well. So he strikes, his thrown punches are not a joke. You watch UFC? Yeah, I watch UFC right now. Unfortunately, I can't translate because it will be a copyright issue, but I can comment. A fighter, boxer. I'm going for, if you watch my live streams, you will see the trainings, the preparation journey that I'm looking forward to go pro, open a pro record, and, show all of that on my YouTube. But we also do a lot of talks. We do a lot of, I do training tips. We have conversations, and we do live stream, I do live streams like this as well, every now and then. Okay. Did you watch Conor versus Ubang match? No, and I think it was earlier, and I was sleeping. Sorry, I just it's also super being super rainy day now, and I really barely woke up. But here I am, at least for this event. Regarding Ubang fight, I'm gonna rewatch it. I'll try to find it somewhere. Okay, he's long and super fast. Your age? I'm 25 years old. Okay, let's see. 10 fights, interesting. 10 fights out of 17 he won in the first round. That's quite impressive. And the most importantly, interesting fighter, has a character, has the personality, and is enjoyable to watch despite, being a current contender or not. Matt says, remember to be respectful in the chat and to the others and our friend Diana. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for saying that. And yeah, listen to the Matt. Yes, I'm married. I'm married. People who watch me for some time, they know that I'm married. He's usually in the chat. He's like a background voice. He doesn't like to appear in the camera, but he's here. he has his presence on the channel. Okay, Leon Edwards, UK, England. Oh, from Birmingham. I know quite some people from Birmingham. Like, I always have a feeling that they all know each other. And I don't know, they have the same type of walk. I don't know, like a gangster style of walk. I love watching you in karaoke. Well, good for you, because that today gonna restart the karaoke. So it's gonna be new, yeah, a couple times a week karaoke nights. We'll be there. I'm Georgian and French. Five. They're just saying some stats. So 5 fights he won in the first round and 7 knockouts. Like, sometimes people, like, fans are, oh, that fighter is not good enough and they're outdated. But you gotta consider that they're like one of the best in the world. And they faced some of the really, really difficult opponents. So, yeah, just saying that. I would go for Moraes. He's undefeated. Sorry, the Carlos Prates. I don't know. I like Prates. Moraes is gonna be the next one, actually. Prates, I don't know. I like the guy. He's dangerous. He's scary. His striking is elite. Knockout? Anticipating a knockout? No disrespect to Leon. He's a former champion. He's been there, done that, but let's see. I'll go for Prates. Good luck on your journey boxing journey. I just recently picked up the gloves again. That's great, and just keep going since it started. Okay, now the fight is gonna start soon. When did you marry? 3 years ago. We married very soon. Like, she fight chat. Boxing. I do boxing. Carlos has a wife that's getting better. Yeah, I think he's getting in the groove, you know, being like creating a good persona against, like a watchable, entertaining persona around himself. Your worst injury. Fortunately, didn't have a worse injuries, but my problem, I have the biggest thing. I have -5 in my side, so I'm wearing contacts. And, well, you might ask, how would you fight? Well, it's allowed to fight with contacts. Might be uncomfortable in the beginning, but at some point I'm looking to get the laser surgery. Do you know about Fyodor Krokop? Of course, that's one of the legendary bouts they had. Okay, the fight is started. I'm gonna focus on the fight, guys. It's funny enough, Merab is 34, 35 years old, and Leon Prates is the same age, but they already call him like a veteran. So just because he kind of went a little bit on downhill after being a champion, so it's a little bit, can be unfair a little bit, right? Prates definitely has a size advantage and like a reach advantage. Both going careful. There's some low kicks. Prates jab, low kick from the Edwards, double jab. So now tip from Prates, so another inner thigh low kick. Ooh, good. Okay, a lot of low kicks, a lot of striking exchange. Okay. Okay, going for the takedown. Leon Edwards is going for a takedown, but Carlos Prates defends it. Yeah, so far it actually does not seem to be, as I said, like I would love Carlos Prates to perform a knockout. It would be super entertaining, but at the same time, now it's like an even pace. And I would say there is even chance that Edwards might take an initiative. Pushing against the cage, throwing some knees. Yeah, knee to the thighs. Disney princess. Oh, that was a knee to the face from that angle. That's cool. Flexibility. It takes the flexibility. Well, anyway, just doing they're against the cage now. Prates is against the cage. Edwards is pushing him. Yeah, no, less activity. So the referee is breaking them. Yeah, because people hate that. That's probably the most thing that people hate is hugging against the cage. Okay, Prates dropping his arms, trying to be confusing, but the oh, okay. I mean, it seemed that Edwards has his hand like kind of ready, but I think the speed advantage is, yeah. Oh, okay. Takedown. Yeah, and it was good. It was like a jab, so it landed, and at the same time he went for the takedown. So it was successful, but Carlos is trying to recover. So and Edwards having his back. Not the best round for Carlos, honestly. Oh, okay. Go for the ankle lock. So literally, Leon Edwards is like right on his back now. He tries to go for a rear naked choke, I guess, but not the best position because Carlos Prates is like fully extended, standing on his feet. There's 1 minute, so I think he just needs to try to extend the time. Yeah, that's a funny position. Like the guy. Are you watching it, guys? Homegirls got some crazy upper body strength. I'm training it. Not easy, but I'm training it. I love that he's standing. And okay, but still having like a almost. Yeah, no, Leon Edwards is definitely taking this round for himself. Okay. Oh, is it going? Oh my God. Is it going? It's a few seconds. Come on, you gotta survive. It's like 5, 4, 3. Yeah, no, it's not ending now. Okay, well, I don't know how Carlos, how he readjusts now, like what his teams comes up, because after this first round, it might be a little bit difficult. Like Leon Edwards shouldn't be underestimated. He's a former champion, so that experience, he definitely has that. He was doing okay in the stance, but also, you know, it's always advantage when you use some ground control time as well. You boxer? Okay. You look like a... Okay, Demon versus Stefan. I never watched this series though, but it's been all over everywhere, so I kind of know what you mean. Neither, I'm not really into vampires. I prefer vampire hunters. Hey, Frosty Cupcake, Rebecca, hi. Okay, I posted your IG if you want to pin. Yeah, thank you. I'll pin it. 1 second. Pin a message. Appreciate it. Okay, we have a second round now. Okay, well, first round he lost, so let's see. And there's 3 rounds total. So, yeah, it's gonna change the strategy, if possible. But that's a problem. Like he's already being stiff, and Leon Edwards gonna just he's gonna just try more takedowns. He's gonna try to get more control attempts for submission attempts. Okay, that was a good left cross from Prades. Low kicks, a lot of low kicks. I like it. I like low kicks. Low kicks have an accumulative damage. So go see both. Oh, that was like a knee. I think Carlos kind of got the distance, so maybe that will give a little bit hard time. Oh, knockout! What did I say? Wow. I was just about to say that he just started taking his range, and Edwards would start like he wouldn't risk to go on the takedown anymore that easily, because you know when your opponent has the range, it becomes way more dangerous. But knockout, wow, super impressive knockout. Did you see that, guys? So yeah, that prediction was correct. Carlos Prades by knockout. Yeah, and all the fights in the UFC, Carlos Prades has with the knockouts in the UFC, not the whole record, but in the UFC, which is quite impressive. Yeah, feel sorry for the former champion. He was doing well. He was winning. He was winning first round. I'll give you him that. But that's the very unique ability of Carlos Prades and people like that, similar style fighters. Once they find their range, once they adapt, they become like it's like almost like a pre-warm up and after warm up. They become super scared. That's like literally landed on his butt. Wow. Okay, let's see. Can I be moderator? I don't know. I'll let my husband decide that. He's like a main moderator. So I think we have enough moderator at this point. I appreciate the initiative, but I'll let him decide. Here that goes. Hi, London Frost. I love that he wears the glasses. We need to wear more, like, I wear glasses too, but my problem is my vision's too bad, so I gotta wear contacts. But I would love to, you know, do some fight and then wear my glasses and like just, yeah, nerd power. We nerds gotta stick together. Oh. Great. Yeah, absolutely dominating. But that's the thing. First round, that's why we don't judge by first round. What people have been saying about Tom and Gunn, considering that was super close round, it was just Gunn was winning with slight advantage just because he had landed more low kicks and the body kicks. When Tom had way more landed punches on the head. So it's like having such a close round, and just because Tom started bleeding and stuff, like everyone was like, oh, he was losing. Well, that doesn't happen in UFC that way. That those people are trained to adapt, and they have a willpower. They have experience and that kind of stuff, right? So, yeah. By the way, we're waiting for the immediate rematch. Well, once they both are ready. But this fight was, again, one more example that don't judge the course of the fight by the first round. Are you Australian? No, I'm Georgian. My husband says, I'll just the time out first, but keep spamming and I'll keep you. Yes, please don't spam, guys. Even if you do the nicest things in the world, don't spam. I would highly appreciate that. You like the Rocky movies? Everyone likes the Rocky movies. All right. Yeah, here we go. Okay, is it the Brady Morales, Sean Brady, and Michael Morales next? Another welterweight. So, yeah. Yeah, looking forward for that one. Where Morales is undefeated. Sean Brady has he's gonna try to go for I don't know, potentially for on the ground, but. That's the thing. Morales, I'd go for Morales. Like he's one of the upcoming. He's basically a contender in the division. So will be if he wins that fight. 16-second knockout, Dariush. Yeah. I just entered the live when that just happened. Okay, well, here we are. Who wins Islam versus GDM? Well, it really depends how GDM really what's his level of training when it comes to the takedown defenses, because Islam definitely gonna go. He's gonna do striking a little bit, but he's gonna set up his striking to set up those takedowns, to move the fight in the ground, and it's just logical. If Jack cannot do anything against that, and I think his team during the preparation know that was the biggest hurdle to overcome. Yeah, if he cannot do anything, that's logical that Islam wins, rather by. In the best case, by a submission, or even a knockout. In the worst case, well, by just having a control time, being more active, being more dominant, getting points, more damage. Oh, they're advertising Merab versus Peter Yan. Yeah, that would be a record for Merab. If Merab does this successfully, oh, here is, I think they're Pantoja as well. Yeah, Joshua Van versus Alexander Pantoja. Gotta watch this one as well. Las Vegas. Yeah, no, good. Actually, cool. I like that. They did like a co-main events now. They're close weight classes too. So you can see, and a lot of people say about maybe do a catchweight between Merab and Pantoja, which, I mean, I don't think they want to do at this point, but I think fans would want to see that. really wants to Islam to win, so he fights Taporia at the White House. Well, I think despite Islam winning and losing, he would fight Ilya anyways. The point is the weight class. If he wins and becomes a welterweight champion, Ilya will have to go up. And at least I hope they would do a catchweight or something. I think welterweight 170 is too high for Ilya to efficiently be able to use his advantage. Because yes, I mean, the heavier you go, your punch gets heavier too, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, man. If Islam loses somehow, I think he would try to go back to lightweight or something like that, and that would be cool. He coming back down to the lightweight to get the belt back. That would be awesome. Definitely a better weight class for Ilya as well. So we shall see. I think that fight's inevitable somehow. We just don't know when and exactly how it's going to happen so far. Okay. All right, we have, they're showing the highlights of both Sean Brady and Michael Moraes. Both of them say I'm gonna dominate. I'm gonna beat the other one as hard as possible. So that's already a good attitude. Should be if they execute it, should be a very entertaining fight. Yeah, Sean Brady wants to become another contender, and he wants to make a statement after winning. So he already acts like he's winning. So I don't mind that attitude. I think it's good to have that attitude before you step in the cage. Yeah, Michael says that the ability of working on the long distance, I'm going to execute it, and youth and ambition, that's on my side, he says. But we shall see. Well, Sean going to try to get closer, going to try to go on the ground, and, going to try to... So it's like a long distance against a short distance, basically. Classic. I'm in Vietnam. Yeah, my husband's responding to this. I can take time now while they're coming out on the cage. 26 years old. That's young, yeah. Ecuador. Hi, and love from Ireland. Hi. Ireland is quite far from here. What time is there? Same here in Colorado. USA. Okay, super. It was worse to learn English as my third language. I mean, I couldn't even ever imagine that my primarily audience would be from US and big parts of the Europe. So appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, it's raining hard. It's raining heavy here today. Okay, so it's almost 4 a.m. Yeah, that makes sense. So we are awake. A lot of us are awake for this fight specifically. This card, I mean. But yeah, anyways, guys, feel free to engage in the chat. What's your prediction? One submission, 13 knockouts out of I think 15 or 16 fights, all wins. So I don't know. I still go for Morales. I think he has good enough. He knows what to do on the ground. It's just he tries to keep it. He tries to keep it in the stance. And if something, he can readjust. And I think he is one of the like good at becoming at least contenders. Has that attitude. Yeah, Sean Brady, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh, is there anyone from Pennsylvania here? Who has better wrestling may edge the decision, in my opinion. Well, that's the thing. I think Sean. Sean Brady himself, like they also say here some things. Well, his base is like actually Muay Thai, and he's Brazilian, doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. I think black belt. So yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna try to go against Morales, who is a very good, very accurate striker. I think he's gonna try to seek for advantage in the ground. But here is the thing too, like Morales is adaptable too. He also knows how to grapple. He's not like a complete and pure striker only. So it could be an interesting fight. I don't know. I still go for Morales. Michael Morales. Also knockout. Oh, Sean has his business. It's like a clothing brand and stuff. Well, that's a beautiful thing, you know, like you're a fighter, you become a little bit noticed and stuff, and then you can do stuff, you know, like you can, as long as you create your presence, you can open a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities for yourself, become entrepreneurial, all that kind of stuff. So I'm all for it. I'm definitely for fighters seek many other opportunities as well, rather than just sticking only to the fighting and, you know, ending up like Tony Ferguson, unfortunately. Okay. Oh yes, way big significance in the record is quite similar. It's actually 18-0 Morales and 18-1 Sean. So both have strong records. The reach advantage definitely on the Michael side. He has like a 201 centimeters reach. It's like a 2 meters reach. Do you know cricket? Everyone knows cricket, but we don't really, it's not very popular in our parts of the world. We don't really watch it or play it. Colorado seems like a dope state. Good skiing. Is there any wingsuit before base jumps there? Okay, my husband already thinks about some base jumping. That's not a good idea. Just make sure that there are not that many buildings so he doesn't crush them. Okay, I already said about cricket. Please don't spam, guys, okay? You're gonna get timed out if you spam too much. That's not 20 minutes away from me. There is a really cool base jump spots as well as the skiing, snowboarding, everything outdoorsly you can think of. I recommend to visit. Wow. Well, then one day when I get approved for at least a tourist visa in US, well, maybe, for sure. Colorado would be a beautiful place to visit. And I'm a nature seeker. Like I love natural destinations. Not too much of the like a big city girl or anything like that. So Okay, fight is starting, so let's just let's watch it. Gina Carano. Okay. It's interesting how Michael is being height advantage, but like he's sitting literally to be on the level of Sean. That's an interesting stance. But it also seems to be a good stance to defend a takedown or go for a takedown. So it's not necessarily a bad thing in this situation. You would not stand like this in the boxing, 100%, but in MMA, you kind of like, you lean a little bit forward and you can react easily to the takedown attempts from your opponent, or even try a takedown, like set up takedown easily by yourself. Very clean now. Oh, yeah, jabbing out. Morales not doing anything aggressively. They both checking each other. Good distance control. Sean has to go on try to go for his leg, try to go on takedown, but it's different. It's difficult because of his stance. As I said, Michael is not just bouncing; he is ready for any takedown attempt any moment, and that can be just end there. You know what I mean? Low kicks from the Sean Brady. Okay, Sean, low kick attempt from. Ooh. Okay, yeah, knockout. No, it's gonna be knockout. It's already a knockout, almost. Yeah, no, he's gonna knock him out. That was super heavy. Super heavy. Sean Brady's movement is not good. I mean, he's backing off, but recovering from that. Yeah. Uppercut landing. Michael Morales. I think that's gonna be second accurate prediction that I made. Oop. It was super dangerous overhead. Oh, good. Good Sean Brady catching on the like a left hook. That was like a first landing punches. Tried to go on the takedown attempt, but as because of the position, just moved the leg backwards. Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, Sean Brady is definitely losing this round, but he's standing. He also threw a couple landing punches. He caught Michael a couple times, and it kind of made him to be a little bit more careful, because that left hook is also powerful. Oh, okay, it was getting closer. Ooh, okay. Knockout. Another knockout. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that's Brady's second loss by knockout. I mean, he only had a loss, but it was against the Bilal Muhammad, and now it's, well, yeah. You have a contender here. Morales is definitely a contender, and a welterweight. Super powerful. I would even call it a little bit maybe like a Pereira style, it's like a welterweight Alex Pereira. Slightly different style, but super long reach, super heavy. Like you can hear how heavy, like a guillotine, those punches land. And I like that stance. Like that stance, he's way taller, but he's evening with you. But it gives you advantage. He gives him advantage to. It's not easy to go for a takedown. So he's ready for a takedown attempts. He's ready to go in if he needs to. So it's quite in good position, the body position that I noticed. 2 fast knockouts, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's been quite it depends how you say that. Entertaining, you have entertaining fights and you have entertaining finishes and performances, right? Entertaining finish and performance is when it's like goes from the one side, it ends relatively soon within first 2 rounds. And you have entertaining fight that goes close, even enough, and then it still ends as a knockout or submission, and it's like super intense. So I really hope that we have longer fights on the Zhang Weili versus Islam and Jack, because this is a championship level, right? But I don't know. We shall see. You were right from the beginning. I mean, sometimes I'm wrong, but today I'm being, factors, being younger, being like a upcoming, good, likable person, having a super long reach, being able to do a good distance control, and having ability to at least take down the fence. Because there are wrestlers and grapplers who just try to keep it in the stance, but they know how to make sure that they're in the stance. When you have the combinations of the factors and plus ambition and use, it can get sometimes not predictable, but there's nothing 100% predictable in the UFC. But those factors kind of make a thing. Boss Dana. Hey Dana, he literally whistled at Dana, like he wants a title fight. So here we have a contender now. This is a warrior spirit of the South Americans. South Americans super great. I mean, nothing I can say about that. Brazilian, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Mexico is a little bit higher, but maybe, is it considered to be a South America? Basically, Latinos are quite tough fighters. Tough grapplers, you have tough boxers, tough MMA fighters. What else do you want? He's just talking in the mic now. Oh, he's saying, yeah, I understood that my stance had to be a little bit lower. Yeah, you see? I noticed it. That was a plan. I knocked him out, everything worked out, so all good. Well, my husband is still talking about pro fights, but you gotta clarify that it's in boxing, pro boxing, not pro MMA. Argentinians, yes, also good football players. Why is the quality? I don't think I can change that. I'm not really sure. No, I don't think so. So we're gonna deal with what we got. No, I'm married and my husband is in chat, one of the head moderators. Oh, is it okay? So it's just like a little bit bad quality because of the heavy rain. Maybe, I don't know. That also explains that maybe it's not really watchable live stream, but it's okay. There are people who usually come hop in and watch my other live streams, so it's like almost like a homies now in this live stream. Hi everyone. Hi. What's my zodiac sign? I'm Taurus. Fyodor Emelianenko, the GOAT, watch him. Of course, I've seen him and I watched him, his fights. All the legends, the last emperor. Okay, please don't spam. No spamming. I have a baby banana here. Baby bananas have a thinner skin. It just is a little bit different. Okay, just. Hello, everyone. Still advertising going. So, okay, now we have Valentina versus Zhang Weili, I think. Or am I missing anything? I think there were main cards should be total 5 fights, and there were the 2 main events. So we have already Dariush already had all fast knockouts, yeah, I think getting ready for the main events now. In the prime, who would you? I would put Anderson Silva. The reason I'm saying about Anderson Silva, the reason I'm saying Anderson Silva because he was one of the first fighters who was like he was better at the ground than Alex. Alex is Poatan is one of my favorites, but he has almost like a 0 ground game. His takedown defenses got better, but that wouldn't work against Anderson Silva. Though knockout power wise, I think Alex still is stronger. So you can always expect a striker's luck. Oh, you're gonna eat here?
No, I'm just gonna give you.
What are you giving me? Oh my god! McDonald's. Chris ordered some McDonald's fatso food. I'm here eating healthy banana and like you're committing sin here.
Kid, do you want a little piece of chicken? Huh or no?
That's okay, babe.
Huh?
That's okay, babe. No. I'm really not hungry. You can enjoy it. Thank you. Okay, we have advertising going, showing the highlights of Valentina and Zhang Weili. Yeah, she's been like a champion, world champion, so many other sports too. Like, I mean, the Muay Thai, kickboxing, and yeah, she's the machine. And she says she's gonna defend her weight, her belt. I love her actually. She's like, I respect all of my opponents. And today is my another challenge. I'm here to go in, win the fight, and defend my belt. She's such a sweetheart. I love her. Oh, Zhang. Zhang is a beast. Vacating her belt, coming up. She's a champion too. It's just about, we have 2 elite female fighters, world champions, both of them in different weight classes. It's basically the same as the Islam going up, like basically same scenario. I see, I might be a little bit biased here, but I love Valentina, so I want her to win as well. But I also think that she will win. But I also want her to win. So here, on this one, I'm being a little bit biased. Is it a little bit better now? Massive training and workout. How important is the sleep? Is the most important. The quality sleep is the most important for training performance, for professional sports, for longevity, for all of it. The most important one. We got co-main, as I said, Valentina. It's a good fight. I wanted this fight to happen for more than a year. Yeah, Mackenzie Dern became a strawweight champion, right? So yeah, Zhang Wei vacated belt, of course. She's up and she's gonna try her luck now with to become. She was doing kung fu and she was playing football and the table tennis and kung fu. Like this, that's the most Chinese thing I ever heard. She's confident. Looks good, looking good. Yeah, Zhang looks super focused. She does. As I said, here I don't like, yeah, sorry guys, I'm back. Well, all I'm saying is I like Bailey, nothing against her. Nothing against her for sure. Just, oh man, hold up. Hold up. Messed up with the live stream a little bit. Okay, yeah, it's back. Just want to change the headphones since it's just, start hurting my ear a little bit. When will be GDM versus Islam? Right after this fight. You're obsessed with UFC? I wouldn't say that. It's a combination of me obviously liking UFC and watching the fights, but also I'm doing it for my content. My followers like me to talk about those things. They like my to ask me questions and see my predictions. So not like I'm a specialist or anything like that, but I'm also growing my YouTube channel. So why not? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I do something that I enjoy and is also productive? Yeah, Carlos Pradas beat. I was. Well, someone asked me which I got, and I said both in Carlos Pradas and Michael Morales. I said that they would win by knockout, and yeah, that's how it happened. But about the title, like championship fights, I'm not exactly sure. Like, I'm just gonna try to comment, watch the fight, and kind of follow the dynamic. I see girls going even, and it might even end in the decision. But you never know. You never know what happens. Islam versus GDM. If GDM does not manage to do anything with the takedowns, Islam wins fight. He's just gonna have all the advantages he needs. Like he could go for submission, he could just have a solid decision, win, whatever. Like you know how it works when it goes a grappler against the primarily a striker. But the question is how well GDM prepared for it, because he knew he was fighting Islam for quite some time, and how his team, what did them do to make sure that he defends his title. So that's the question for the main fight. For the co-main event, Also because they're ladies. I mean, Valentina is super powerful. Zhang Weili is also strong. But women knockouts are not that the women are less one punch men, if you know what I mean. I mean, very often they need to really go for do combos. Also because it's which weight? I mean, I'm a little bit the Zhang Weili came from the straw weight. This is a flyweight. So flyweight, I mean, it's so I see it going more like a longer rounds. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm Georgian. I'm from the same country as Mirab Dvalishvili and Ilya Topuria. So yeah, I'm from Georgia. As well as I've heard something like when you teach, it helps you learn better, or something of that sort. Yes, that's a good point. It does. It really does. Gets yeah, sure. $25 wins, 4 losses. 25 wins. Women fighting more often, I guess. Oh, sorry for that. I didn't remember she has quite a high record. I mean, it's not like there are a lot of male fighters who has a higher record than that, but there are sometimes women who has 40 fights and stuff, and with both boxing, mixed martial arts. So yeah, there are certain differences between male and female, the way how they do that sport, how it just works out because of some. Okay, but Valentina is also wired up. She's a bullet. She's called bullet for a reason, right? I'm from Georgia, as I said. Sakartvelo. Can you tell me your routines, your diets? Well, not right now because the fight is starting, but at some point I can make a separate live stream for it if there is a demand. I was looking forward to this. We all were. Yeah, I think it's quite a good. Just simply there is a Val and Makhachev that's already it's already going to be watchable. No, obviously Jack is great and Bailey as well. So it's not like there are nobodies. They're also they're super interesting fighters. So I see that to be very interesting fights. Okay, they're getting ready. Well, double champ would be Zhang if she wins. So if you're betting on Valentina, she's going to defend her belt. It's going to be not a new. It's going to be and still. I feel so dumb predicting Brady. That's okay. That's the thing. It's not about being dumb. Professional fighters and experts sometimes predict it wrong. I do that wrong sometimes. I was completely wrong with DDP and Hamzat Chimaev, for example, that fight. So it's very unpredictable sport. Everything can happen. But we just try to do, sometimes it still lays under certain logic. There are certain things. Zhang Weili's fight, 26 and 3 losses. Ah, great record. It's from I'm from the Orthodox Christian country, but as much as I share a lot of values, I'm not identifying myself. Zhang is cool. I'm not identifying myself as like a Christian. I am more of the, let's call it that I have a personal belief system. I felt like Brady couldn't touch him. Yeah, I mean, Morales is a little bit a weight bully too in the weight class. And weight bullies are the toughest ones to deal with. I feel like you're going for Shevchenko, you're biased. Oh, I already said I'm biased. In this one, I'm biased because I love Shevchenko. She's one of like, I've been following her for a very long time. You can even call me a fan if you want to. But I also think, it's not only me wanting, I think she wins. I think she defends it. But I'm not killing Zhang's chances completely or something. I'm not saying that it's like 100%. Everything can happen. I have a huge respect to Zhang Weili, and she should not be underestimated. Yeah, mutual respect, good. They're both respectful, that's what I like. It's a good representation for the female fighters, you know. It's a good representation for female UFC. Okay. It's funny how far they're standing from each other, but they're tiny. Okay, sorry, it's not boxing, guys. It's not boxing, but okay, but low kick. You see, balance. Let's watch it. She's bigger. She has like Valentina has a longer reach too, and we know how it works sometimes. Good landing from Zhang. Good. Val is also standing in the southpaw stance right now. Oh, good body shot. Good. Yeah, we're talking about the speed advantage if Zhang's gonna have it or not. We shall see that in a bit. But she's quite active on her feet. Valentina is more wired. Yeah, the distance is big, so there's quite a big room. And Shevchenko is pressing, like in her manner. She's like gradually, carefully. Oh, Superman punch. I've been told from the guys who trained with her that they train that Superman punch too, quite like as a separate thing. So yeah, that was a clean one, yeah. Good distance control. Let's see what Zhang is moving a lot, but again, it's they both are wired. That was again the head kick attempt from Valentina. Okay, keep going. Ooh, good catch. So that's what Valentina is trying to do. Oh, okay. Ooh, Valentina. Okay, yeah, that's that. She's super dangerous. You don't try to get there like. And she managed to do the takedown even though Weili came in. Yeah, she kind of fell. I don't know if she slipped or what happened, like because I saw she went with the knee. Let's see what's going on, what's going to go on the ground. Valentina tries to go on the full, go on side guard now. Probably gonna try to take. Weili is protecting herself with the knee quite well. It's, but okay, they're up. Okay, they're up. While they were getting up, they were like knee exchange in there. So now both are up. Val is wired, so even though she's not bouncing that much, don't underestimate her distance control. Zhang's. Oop. Did it land? Like Zhang set up a cross to get into, try to do for a takedown. I didn't see if that landed though, honestly. Okay, yeah, the Weili tried to get her, hook her leg for a takedown. It didn't work. So they're just spinning around against the cage now. changing positions. Oh, okay, that was also super awkward. Super awkward fall from Bailey, and Valentina was holding, just followed her on the ground. So basically, Bailey just pulled her, and it's a side guard, so it's not the best position for herself. Well, this round, Valentina is winning, no doubt. So Bailey is trying to escape, to get her in the guard from the side guard. Bailey is trying to get up, and Val is just pressing her. Getting the good control time. Just throwing some punches. Not that much of the damage, but 30 seconds, and Valentina is taking that. Valentina is taking that one, this round. I would have you over Nina Drama, honestly. Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't do similar like she does, but I would love to do podcasts interviewing with the actual fighters, pioneers, men, women fighters, boxers, and do like a cool, like both entertaining but also educational type of interviews where people could learn about them, because it's hard to watch all the fights out there and rewatch all that kind of stuff, but it's good to have the format where people actually learn more about the mixed martial arts and the journeys that the fighters go through. So maybe one day, you never know. Well, look at my YouTube. If you look at my YouTube, you see I rather prefer to grow slowly and with on my terms rather than do it just for the clickbaits and the temporary hype. Islam is getting ready. I love Islam Makhachev. Like, I'll be honest, he's my favorite Dagestani fighter. Super funny. I still laughing my ass over he said that we should make a camp for Khabib and DC just for the weight loss, nothing hard. Like, just roasting all of them. Okay, low kick from Val, good. Getting the elbow guard. Bailey is trying to push, but that's a little bit doesn't really do anything at this point. He's still trying to figure out Valentina, and Valentina seems like to have everything. She can counter, she has an advantage on the ground, she has a size and the reach advantage, and she will pace it out. Like, if you think that Valentina is gonna get tired, even if she gets like some punches and stuff, no, she won't. Yeah, another takedown from Valentina. Yeah, she has the leg stuck, so it's not the side guard. Yeah, they're talking about this. She has speed, but she cannot find a right distance, the right approach. Okay, so side guard from Valentina. And elbows. Okay, that's not nice. Even the light elbows doesn't feel good. So yeah, she's grinding her. So far she is. If Bailey cannot come up with something else, Valentina is just gonna maul her and rather win by decision or set something up for her. She's trying to go for a crucifix. I think she's trying to go for the crucifix. Yeah, she's trying. I mean, it might not be necessary in this round, but she's now having that position, and she's it's exhausting also. That like you got to think about that Bailey is spending energy. Valentina doesn't have to spend as much energy in the control. Yeah. Does it? Yeah. Again, so Zhang is spending way more energy on trying to survive rather than Valentina on the control. So that is a big factor. If it just keeps going like this, at some point she's going to get vulnerable enough. Yeah, the activity, there is enough activity, enough attempts for the submission and like some punches. So they're just keeping, the referee is not breaking them off. And it's like less than 2 minutes left. Val is winning this one. Yeah, taking this one easy. Yeah, people start booing because of the. Yeah, I think they're gonna get yeah, people are a little bit disappointed comparing to other knockout performing fights today. They thought like, but that's the thing, women's fights don't go necessarily like that. And we knew that would go on the ground. We knew that they would spend quite significant time on the ground. So I don't know. This is the fight I expected, pretty much. Easy money for the billet. Yeah. Well, if you enjoy fighters like Valentina, you gotta like the accuracy of the striking, the accuracy of like she kind of has everything ready. She has ready everything for everything kind of thing. She is that type of fighter. And for some fans, more like a casual fans or the ones who just want to see the show, it might not be the most watchable thing for me. I enjoy it. I'll be honest, I enjoy it. I like every moment, every attempt for her to go for, keep that leg. And yeah, she's not risking now. Oh, that was a good punch, by the way. It's like, yeah. So already exhausting. Second round, probably gonna go. I don't know. Val as a champ, as a title defense. If Zhang Weili is tired enough and is not that dangerous anymore. There's a point where the athlete just cannot do anything. The fighter cannot do anything. Like when Sean Brady, we realized that Michael's gonna knock him out earlier or later, right? So I hope Valentina is gonna do that. Go for that rather than just try to play safe, because sometimes there is no point playing safe when you already exhausted your opponent. By the round third, when you already exhausted your opponent, when you have all the advantages possible, you gotta give you gotta try at least to give some show to your fans. Okay. Yeah. Look, start in the corner. I always say stamina is the biggest thing, and how you position yourself where you don't have to expend that much energy, meaning in the dominant position, and then in the defensive position you always expend more. You spend more energy. So there are a lot of factors, but your stamina is definitely your willpower. Unless both of you are super tired and you just push on the willpower only, there is almost impossible if your opponent is doing great and you're tired, you lost. 99% you lost. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so now Zhang was probably told that she needs to keep it on the feet. She needs to get good low kicks from Bailey. Yeah, Valentina been told to not have like an open hands and keep her Oh, good counter from Valentina. But she basically to keep her face closer, so avoid any possible eye pokes or anything like that. Oh, another counter. So now Val is working on the countering, basically just. Yeah. And that's the thing, Zhang doesn't know what to do. She cannot adjust. Yeah, she cannot get, you see, she's too far, she cannot get in that distance. And the problem is when she gets close enough, Valentina works close, middle range, close range, she also throws super solid, super explosive combos. So it's almost like laying into a trap. So it's hard for her to, and in the ground, Zhang, the Valentina also has an advantage. So she's definitely taking this fight. I don't see how Zhang wins this one. Okay, please don't spam, guys. Oh, that was the right elbow. Oh, I missed this one. Oh, good knee from Valentina. That knee was damaging. They're thinking that when the knee went to the core, so Val's knee went to the core, the Zhang core in the first round. They're thinking about the potential rib damage. So I mean, if that happens, obviously I can understand why she's being more hesitant, and it can be super painful, and already any rib damage makes you breathe difficult. So that. Unfortunately for Zhang's fans, but yeah. Also statistically, Bailey throwed way more punches, but the ones that landed less. You know what I mean? Okay, Valentina did the takedown, another takedown, and usually she doesn't go aggressively herself. That's every time. Bailey is the one who gets clinched or gets in, tries to throw, and then Valentina just takes her. That round, they're saying that it might be given to Bailey, but I'll be honest, I don't see that, especially if she's gonna have more control time now. Just because Bailey had thrown punches and some low kicks. And this elbow doesn't mean that she wins that. To me, it seems pretty much one-sided, with certain moments that good moments from Zhang Bailey. Who think he wins? Well, I already said Valentina. So this card is good for me. Like I pretty much everything I predicted in the main card happened. So I said that both Prates and Morales would win by knockout, and I said the position of the Morales was specifically set up that he went lower because he was ready for any takedowns and stuff. Oh, Val going crazy. Anyways, Valentina is definitely winning, but it depends on her if she's gonna keep playing safe, how much she wears off Zhang to make her vulnerable enough for submission attempt, because Valentina is usually a safe player. She wouldn't go for unnecessary, because you never know. You can always make a mistake and lose. Why? It's not worth it. But that can result in the decision, though there is still a chance that possibly she's going for crucifix, for submissions, quite like she had some attempts. She's speaking in Russian. Oh, her coach says that the ring is wet and don't sleep. Everything's going well, but be careful. The ring is wet. Don't sleep. That's a very interesting how the coaches and team watch not only the fight but also the environments and the surroundings. that is going on right in the octagon. That is a very good pointer because you can sleep and that's it. Yeah, like your opponent uses that as against you. And okay, parter control, ground control, 8 minutes, more than 8 minutes, 0 to Zhang Weili. So Jack is getting ready. Makhachev already has his gloves on. Yeah, exciting, exciting, exciting. Okay, we have a fourth round. Hello. Okay, keep going. That was a good. Keep going. Okay. Let me just focus on the fight, guys. I'll try to respond in the chat in the break. Good body shot by Val. Yeah. Yeah, I think something wrong with the Weili's ribs too. I think there is something from the first round. Yeah. Oh, Superman punch attempt, but did not land. I like Valentina's stance. Like her hands are like she's trying to catch. She always have the like she keep them wired, ready for punching, ready for reflecting. Yeah, it might be a little bit dry style, but she definitely has having a great IQ. And another body shot. She already sees that Zhang has having a problem, so she's trying to get to the body kicks. That was like a head kick, but it went to the shoulder, I think. Yeah, she's changing like the levels of where she lands the punches and kicks. And yeah, Zhang is still not really being able to get the distance. Oh, good elbow. Yeah, well, that's definitely a right commentary that Zhang, it's a wrong weight class for Zhang. Like in this case, she's too small. She is struggling to get, like she's a great fighter, but this is the issue of the weight class in a partial way at least. And that's why weight classes exist. Yeah, that was like a tip, or maigiri as in we called it in karate. Boom. Yeah, she's already, Weili is exhausted. She's psychologically, now for her it's just, yeah, good counter by Valentina. So every time Zhang Weili tries to get in the comfortable distance for her to throw the punches, Val is literally trapping her, like boom, 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 like too calm. So you just cannot do anything with that. Yeah, most likely Weili is going to have to go back to her weight class and try to take it from the Mackenzie Dern. I don't want to argue with you. I'm telling you guys, Islam will win. Well, I was saying that if GDM does not really have anything against his takedowns, he will win. Because Islam's gonna try to use his striking to set up the takedowns, and you know how strong he arguably has one of the best groundwork in the UFC, right? So and we know how it works. The question is if the Jack is ready for it, if he trained, if his training camp was specifically, made him prepared well. Oh, good takedown. That was leg body shot by Weili. Valentina hooked her leg, did the takedown. Boom. She's in the full guard. No, she has the leg in. So she's like a half side of the guard, like almost. She's probably gonna try to get the side guard. Well, it's like a 45 seconds left now. More takedown control for Valentina. So basically, yeah, she's just mallowing her. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. She's been kicking her with her shoulder. Do you see that, what she does? She holds her, she has her head hooked, and she's doing this. That's quite interesting. I don't see that happening too often. Just a little interesting moment. Super, yeah, she's doing it now. It's super uncomfortable. Yeah, that was probably the most one-sided round. Okay, so we'll win. I'm not coming anyone. Thank you. Yeah, sure, no problem, no problem. I mean, we're not fighting here about anything. I'm more excited about the fight. Okay, we have a pause so I can look through the chat. Judaism hasn't beat in 10 years. Well, same as Islam. Islam hasn't beaten, and he has the longest winning streak. So that's a strong matchup. Chokehold and elbow hits, not elbow hits. Shoulder hits. So he was like, she was literally hitting her with her shoulder while holding her with their elbow. I don't see that too often. Okay, round 5 is on. Okay, now Zhang Weili goes all in because she doesn't have anything to lose. But the problem is Valentina is completely focused still, and Weili is exposing herself to more vulnerabilities, and she can make a mistake. Yeah. And Valentina is stronger and bigger. Let's be honest, she is bigger, and that's why she's stronger. Okay. I don't know. One thing, yes, good body shot, but one thing I would love to see from Valentina more is just attempt now. It's last round. Press her more. Like, don't counter only. Just go try to get more offensive. But she's basically just fully reflecting Zhang in her attempts. So. Okay. Okay. Another takedown and full guard. Another takedown from Valentina. Merab versus Omar was my favorite example of anti-wrestling. Well, that's the thing. I mean, Merab is also a good wrestler. I mean, he might not be the cleanest wrestler. Like, you have those clean techniques and stuff, but he actually keep getting better. Like, I love Merab, his ability to learn and evolve. But due to his pressure and his cardio and still, the base in the wrestling and all that kind of stuff, he was able to counter Omar's wrestling, which is quite elite, quite high level. And obviously his gas tank is not as good as Merab's. So they're like a factor game as well. Yeah, here it's just like I'm not even commenting because it's just being Valentina doing the same. She's holding her neck and literally kicking her with her shoulder. Yeah, but it's like 2 minutes. I think the referee should break them off just to put it back into the stands, just to make it more entertaining, I would say. Like, I don't mind. Like, I'm watching. To me, it's just like, I watch those. Every moment that happens, I watch. But for the people, I think referees should break it off. now. Okay, Valentina's tried to go more active as well. She's trying to break the escape, free her leg, I mean, and but yeah, no, it's most likely going to decision. Most likely going to decision. Most likely going to decision. It's like less than a minute left now. The server that I'm watching might be a few seconds behind, just a little bit behind. So yeah, the round is over at yours, and mine it's just still. Yeah, now they're saying kind of like why was even necessary? Like why they didn't even do that? Okay, that the leg swing is the funny the part. She's like, no, you're not knocking me out. You're not submitting me. Fuck off. Time. Okay. Okay, respectful, hugging each other, that kind of stuff. Good. Okay, that's the Val's weight class. Just the wrong weight class for Zhang Bailey. Let me just restart it. I'll restart it. I will, yeah, I'll just restart it and see if it's not a little bit, if it drops back. Yeah, but in the meantime, yeah, win by decision somehow in the Wells style, like she was not too offensive. She was literally reflecting everything, countering everything. And obviously there was a size and the strength, power, weight advantage, basically. Well, Kyla Harris would be the same thing like Zhang versus Valentina. Kyla is a little bit too big for her. Okay, just checking. Valentina, okay, she's just walking around the ring and shaking people's hands. Is that the right timing now? Is it did it drop back? Now she's standing holding the monster, and now it's like now at my it shows that they're announcing who's women's 50 45, and for the winner by unanimous decision. And is it the right time? And still okay, then it's just the server issue, but I mean, I can't do anything with that, so that's okay. It's like 40 seconds behind. 40 seconds behind, should be fine. It's funny that you are ahead of me, guys, now, so you can watch, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, I will see. So my reaction is going to be like 40 seconds later. 30 seconds behind. Yeah, not a big deal. I sense a hugging fest and my eyes can't help. It's a high chance. But I mean, I'm very, very curious about the what GDM's team did for this camp to prepare. I love Valentina's Russian accent. She's like, she's not even trying to have an accent, like have generic English. She's just being herself. yeah, art of martial arts. Basically, Valentina's approach towards the fight, she's trying to counter, she's trying to be smart, play a chess game. Oh, good for her. As I said, I wish she would go for a little bit for more offense. I wish she would go a little bit for the offense because, you know, it's just when you're a champion, you need to also show your dominance when you, okay, now I decide to push and press. And that's because I can do that as a champion. And that's easy because if you can do counter, like if you do that, if you're countering successfully and you already dominate through the countering, you gotta use your opponent's fatigue against them, and at some point you need to even press more. You need to keep pressing them and create more of the scenario where you create a little bit of show. Valentina says that it's not only her career, it's her lifestyle. But yeah, you can say that. She's like a little warrior. No, Valentina already won. She won by decision, unanimous decision. She was thanking her team, basically all the kind of stuff. It's a little bit, it's a 30 seconds behind on mine. So yeah, it's just, she's still talking to Joe Rogan. She's like just ending it. Well, Valentina is definitely well trained in the shooting. But that's the thing, you know, when you have, when you become a fighter, when you have when you generate more income, when you have a better presence and all that kind of, your financial situation gets better, you can afford, you know, having, you know, trainings in those. So, you know, one day, trust me, if I have a time and, if I have time and resources to do a weaponry training, I'm definitely doing that. I've done some military type of training. I did some courses, some studies. You know, I'm not going to say a lot of details, but I've been kind of in the training field. I shot from some stuff. RPG, I've shot from the RPG, believe it or not. Machine gun. So yeah, anyways, I mean, and I love, that's why one of the reasons I love Valentina. She's great. But my phone is like 19%. So, sweetie, can you just bring me the block and the charger, please? Because I need to charge my phone to be able to live stream GDM Islam fights. So if you can hear me now here in the chat, please bring down the charger for me. I saw on the Instagram, because that is also my favorite gun. I love the content, and I also the shadow boxing looks better and better and better. Super cool to see. Thank you. Yeah, it's I think it's cool to see when there is some progress. RPG. Yes, I've done that. I mean, I'm a little bit too small for it, but yeah, it was cool. It was super cool. Did you see Dylan Dan is beaten heavily in arena by Islam's teammates? He even cannot walk properly. I missed that one. When did that happen? Yeah, I don't know the conflicts here. Like, I did not follow on that one. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks. I appreciate you. Yeah, gotta make sure that we got this. So, here. Okay, because I need to disconnect the mic. The sound might not be perfect, but it should be fine. So I'm changing the headphone again. But yeah, what I like about the Zhang Valley, she's being respectful, taking it with dignity, no excuses. So that's good. Okay, title fight. The title fight, the main fight in the card, coming up. Today I've seen it on Twitter. Okay, I haven't seen it. But it's also morning. The first thing I did is basically, oh, GSP. Looking good. But anyways, I'm being, first thing I did is set up the live stream and basically go live this morning. Because it's Vietnam, and in Vietnamese time, it's like, it was 10 a.m. when I started live streaming. Yeah, the Jack is warming up. Very, very boxing type of warm up. Okay, so yeah, they're saying that Islam had a problem with gaining weight, something he wanted to gain more weight. Well, that's an interesting factor. He would want to gain more, he says. It's like 87 kgs approximately, the amount he gained. Islam is gonna knock him. Well, Jack Della Maddalena is an elite striker with a 59% accuracy. Knockout is the least likely one. I would go for Makhachev via submission, for example, or control time and decision. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm really curious to see, because we know Islam. Islam is a well-rounded fighter. He's unbeaten for 10 years himself. He has one of the best records. He's like a second pound for pound now. He has one of the best grapplings, wrestling, groundwork in the UFC. He has solid striking as well, so he's definitely shouldn't be underestimated as a striker either, but he still usually more uses his striking to set up for the takedowns, for the ground. But then the question is, GDM, great striker, one of the best strikers probably now and currently, at least in the welterweights. He has the super accuracy in the past, so striking might be his advantage in this case. But what is his abilities to how they would counter Islam's offensive wrestling / BJJ, both, because he's easily adaptable. Like he's quite fluid. Like Islam can go both, and that gives even more difficulty to, because like, okay, if the GDM uses BJJ against wrestling, well, Islam also knows BJJ very efficiently. So the ground is the question. The takedowns, how many takedowns going to be? How many ground control going to be? If that goes from the beginning that Islam just has that, he gets it easily, then he most likely gonna win as well. Once he gets there, he most likely gonna win. But we shall see if GDM surprises us with something new on his ground game. Okay. Because I'm telling you, Islam did that's what Habib was gonna do. Well, that's the thing. If you were saying Habib versus Islam, well, that's the thing. They have both
elite level grappling. And let's say Khabib has strong leg grappling. Well, Islam has a way better striking than Khabib. Khabib's striking was not that strong, but in that period, didn't really need it that much, because that was not the era of the super round, well-rounded fighters. So if you put current, like the prime Khabib back then and prime Islam, I think Islam wins. Okay, we have Jack Della Maddalena here. My ginger fellow, team GDM, because of the hair color. I'm joking. I don't have a favorite this one. I like both. I'll be honest. I like both fighters, and to me, it will be either way exciting. For me, if Islam wins, it's gonna be super exciting. Like going for the second belt, continuing undefeating streak. Maybe even going pound for pound in the first, because there is this clash between him and Ilya, right? If GDM wins, that's going to be quite legendary. It's also going to show that welterweight might be not the right, even though Islam seems to be comfortable in that weight. Like height-wise, he should be fine there. But it might show that maybe not against the current champion. So I don't know. We shall see. It would be exciting both ways. As I said, I like both guys. That's this situation when I actually like both. Okay. Two of my boys coming up. We shall see. Jidin is having a lot of advantage, but still Islam is gonna win. Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing with that. I'm more curious to see how it goes, because I know exactly the setting when I know that Islam wins, and it's gonna kind of show up from the first round. But if it doesn't show up that way, then it's gonna be more interesting, and I'm kind of hoping for that, because I like both. And when I like both fighters, I want to be like even-ish, if you know what I mean. Like, I want both of them to shine. I want to both like have a great fight, respectful, like the respect that they have a increased respect towards each other after that fight. You know what I mean? Like, but again, I'm being biased because I want it to be that way. From the other hand, I know exactly first successful takedown with like no problem, or within the first round, there's going to be few attempts probably from Islam's side. Goes easy, that means he already unlocked that way through, and definitely he's going to definitely play on that. It's a 50-50 between GDM versus Islam. The reason why I'm saying 50-50 is because I'm not really knowing. They've been saying a lot about preparing specific. They know that he's Islam is stronger and the strongest wrestler in the entire UFC, one of the strongest ones. So of course GDM's team knew that, and they've been saying they were training for countering it, because he cannot just learn wrestling as well as Islam does. But the point is that we're saying that they've done enough to keep it in their on their terms. We shall see. It's not that easy. It's not something that you do overnight. That's not sometimes you even do over a few months. Sometimes you need a year or two to get better. You know what I mean? But let's see. And Islam is getting in the cage. Yeah, in third octagon. Yeah, Islam also does rematches every now and then, and as a champion, as a GOAT, that's one of the criteria. You need to, even if you lost, it's fine. Losing is not the problem. That's why GSPs go to me, because he did the rematches. Yes, he also decided to retire, but it was, and then he came back for one fight, and that's it. So even in his case, it wasn't like perfect, but there are certain criteria, and one Habib is definitely the GOAT. Like, he opened the door for Dagestani fighters, maybe even for Russian fighters. He brought this like Dagestani wrestling. That's super awesome. You can't take that away from him. But he's been a little bit overhyped on this thing that, you know, first 15 fights he has not, like, if you look at their records, they're just someone, like literally no one. Then he's reigning. He beats Poirier, McGregor. He beats like everyone. Some fights like the Tony Ferguson doesn't happen. GSP doesn't happen. But well, it's alright. Some fights just never meant to happen, and it's okay. But the good point is they never had a rematch. He never rematched anyone, pretty much, and he retired at his prime. So we don't know where he would go, what he would do. Would he lose at some point? We see striking, if you face someone like Islam, someone like Ilya, who are also good at wrestling, who could, or even someone like Merab with super good cardio, good wrestling, and you know, someone who just can grind and push you through. You never know. So there's still a lot of question marks, and when there are question marks, I think it already breaks off that the GOAT's so-called GOAT's status. As well, some Habib fans getting offended, but like, let's try to be objective on things. Same with Jones. As much Jones has like more title defenses that like Habib Tola fights in UFC, and that's a good point. But he's been playing dirty. He's doing eye pokes. He's been like even disqualified. That one loss technically that he has. He's been caught 2-3 times on the drug test. He's been sitting on his belt, especially after the win over Stipe, refusing fighting Tom and sitting on his belt. So definitely, does it hurt his GOAT status? Yes, it does. But is he still GOAT and one of the best IQs, fighting IQs in the UFC, and like a bad boy stars? Yes, he is. He definitely is. Yeah. Oh, TNT. I love that he came up under the TNT song. Are you a fighter? I'm a boxer, and I'm a mixed martial art enthusiast. I like watching fights. I done some of the training. I'm, you know, surrounded by the community of mixed martial artists, boxers, wrestlers, BJJ people, etc. And yeah, so today it's just the UFC event. People who watch my live streams, my subscribers wanted me to make the live stream, so I'm making it. Tony never gonna retire. Yeah, I mean, it's just sad the situation he's in. Okay, I'm focusing on the fight now, okay? You can keep talking in chat, but I suggest you guys to watch fight as well. So keep a close eye on this fight. Yeah. I know, I'm 30 seconds behind, but you know what? Just let's watch it. So just if I'm gonna keep watching before the end of it, don't be surprised. There is 30 seconds gap, okay? Which is, you're just gonna have to let me kind of build those 30 seconds up, and if I react a little bit slow, don't be surprised, shortly saying. It's supposed to start already, but it's like now still announcing them here in my live stream. Okay, that seems to be working now. Why is GDM angry? I think he is just... Well, Islam is also not smiling necessarily. She's got security, bro. Yeah, my husband is my security. Islam looks chill. No, both of them are focused. I mean, like, neither of them smiling, and they're just super focused. It's like a title shot for them now, so it's quite a big deal. Hey, my boy Islam. I don't know, guys. I like both. I really do like both. I really like... Yeah, he really got jacked. He really did. But it seems like he's been saying he didn't manage to gain enough weight because they would do water cut and then he would rehydrate and he would, you know, be... So from the very beginning. But Jack still seems to be even less weight and more shredded. So, you know, those factors, hydration factors play a role. It actually places this low-key impact on the outcome of the fight sometimes, because it literally translates in the well-being and the health of the in that moment, even the cognitive abilities. If you're dehydrated, you don't think so either. Yeah, the first round started, but it's already been 30 seconds because it's like starting this second now on my live stream. Let's just watch it, okay? And if I'm a little bit slow, don't be surprised. Good. Yeah, it's a versatile title defense for the Jack. And Islam tries to get his second belt on the higher weight division. Okay, low kick. Okay. Okay, that was quite aggressive from Jack. Quite aggressive, but good distance control. Islam, as I always say, he has a very good distance control in the stance. Switching stances from the Jack. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to be super, like, trying to do clumsy offense. Okay, stomach. Yeah, no takedowns yet from the Islam. No attempts. I think Islam actually might... Okay, good counter for Islam. Well, there is a thing. Islam might actually get quite comfortable in the stance too. Oh, takedown. First takedown, yes. Like he sets it up, super unpredictable. Okay, so now we see that Islam is having for his first takedown. He actually looked good in the striking. He countered him well, good distance control. He's faster. What does it mean? unless GDM comes up with something, you can always like with the Pratis and Edwards fight, like Pratis basically Pratis basically won a lost first round. Like in the second round, he just needed a knockout. So you never know, but it's Islam Makhachev. It's not Leon Edwards. So I think Islam is setting his pace now. Getting winning this first round. It's already almost halfway through. He was good in the stance, good countering, good distance control, and just yeah. Trying to get up. Still keeps like literally hanging on his back. Yeah, it's like the diagonal position, not the full mount. Okay. Yes, the elbow from Jack from the bottom position. As I said, 30 seconds behind, guys. I hope Islam win if this is real. I mean, no, he's winning. Like, I'll tell you straight away. Because of this dynamic now of the first round, if Jack is not coming up with something, Islam is winning. He's taking this round. And that's the thing. He feels, it's not like he desperately went for the takedown. He actually looks good in the stance too. Good countering, super fast, good distance control. So seems like he's having advantage, at least at this point, in all of those factors. My boys. Okay, it's like 40 seconds, and he's trying to go for guillotine. Sorry, the darts choke. Is this like this choke is the darts choke, right? Yeah, there've been the commentators saying that Jack's been probably training on how to try defend the darts choke and stuff like that, but yeah. Leg kicks. Okay, well, round is finished. At yours already, you've seen it. Oh, it was guillotine. Okay. Which one? Remind me which one is darts choke. Can you kick from on the ground? Well, Young Bailey just did the same thing in the last round, so I think you can. Not you. I think you can in the UFC at least. Darts choke is and around the neck. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. Come on, GDM, pressure and footwork. Well, that's the thing. It's not that easy. Well, both of them having a little bit of it's been a high pace. So let's keep watching. Well, that's the thing. Islam is good, looking good, super good in the stance. So, I don't know. So far, it seems he's taking it. Yeah, Islam is not definitely rushing anywhere. He knows he can go for a takedown anytime he wants. It got the leg, but yeah. Yeah, not this time. Oh, oh, high kick. That was high kick that landed, but I mean, not like a knockout. It didn't land good enough, but it was the definitely a wrecking one. Well, well, interesting. So Jack tried to get him on the takedown. That was quite brave. Did he try to go for arm bar from that position or something? I don't know. Probably just held his hand and just like followed, didn't just give it on. Elbows from yeah. So he tries, yeah, well, definitely Islam is pressing. Yeah, in from this position, doesn't have a chance. GDM doesn't have a chance to get out from that position at this point. Yeah, that was definitely not that was brave, you know, but it was definitely not the smartest thing to do. Yeah, you see, yeah, like Islam's basically pressing from everywhere. GDM tried to see it up. No, you're not doing it, Islam said. So we have 2 minutes left in my live stream. That's probably a minute and a half in the original. Well, if you don't want a spoiler, don't watch this live stream. I appreciate you being here, but we're watching it live now. Oh, elbows. Islam is the Jack Della Maddalena is trying to like pushed against the cage, but yeah, he actually just moved away from the cage, and basically that's it. Diagonal control from Islam. He tries to hold Islam as close as possible. So yeah, I mean, defensive position, but again, that's not what's gonna bring him a win. That's for sure. It's more like oriented to on the survival of like surviving Islam's offensive grappling. Is Dustin retired? Yes, he is. Okay. The hammer face and the elbows. Okay, it's like 10 seconds left in, again, my live stream. Okay, time. All right, well, so far GDM is mode, though. Gotta give him a credit for just being surviving 2 rounds. The Islam's relentless pressure, the ground pressure. So yeah, let's keep watching. But so far, it's 2-0 on Islam's side. So he's definitely winning, unless something changes, which is very hard to say. Usually, wrestlers are more adaptable. Wrestlers have easier time to change the course of the fight than strikers against the wrestlers. And also considering in all of it, also that Islam looks amazing in his striking as well. He actually looks better than GDM at this point. So yeah, round 3. GDM been told that he's not moving, he's not like he needs to follow the plan, he needs to be more active on the feet and that kind of stuff, you know? Yeah, just like turn on, wake up. Well, that's I'll be honest, that's not the best. It never helps usually. Despite if he knows plan or not, it just never helps like that way. Okay. Yeah, Islam has a good ability. He actually listens to his corner quite well. I think this is one of the cool thing about the like his team. They're really listening to their corner. Okay. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like he's not as fast as Islam. Islam's, I don't know. He's having a hard time. Oh, good low kick from Islam. So even in the striking, Islam's having now taking all his advantage. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like a good exchange. Oh. Oh, that was good clinch and good moment for Jack Della to throw those heavy punches. That was a good. He monopolized on it. Yeah, you see how it. Oh, okay, takedown, obviously. In that situation, the smartest things from Islam to do was for a takedown, go for a takedown. Yeah, people already boo. Like when it's too much the ground, too much of the like just being on the ground. People just don't like it. They prefer striking. That's for sure. Yeah, it's like halfway through the fight now. Yes, I'm trying to free his right leg, but so I think GDM actually, his team, yeah, they worked on the defense. Like it's not that easy now for Islam to go for submission, but again, that's not a winning strategy. Unfortunately, it doesn't really help. And that moment, that was a good moment where they get in and GDM monopolized on that, like on those. Throwing those heavy punches. It was like elbow first, and then it was like a couple hooks or something, and then body uppercut. So those things are more the things that actually gonna push Islam a little bit more away and break his pace a little bit, make it more hesitant. But again, it's just not that easy when you waste so much energy on the defensive position. Okay. Okay, it's like a. So we have less than a minute left, or, well, there's 30 minutes ahead. Well, Islam definitely is winning. And he's trying to go for the finish, for submission. He's definitely going there. Now he's trying to change the position now. Round 3 is complete. Okay, so nothing's gonna happen in the next 20 seconds. So the game plan is to survive here for GDM. Well, but that's the thing. It's obviously it's not the championship plan. What would be good for GDM? Okay, interesting. Wait, GDM's being brave in the moment. He's like, oh, let me take you down, or like, you know, change the position. And I think something that is quite brave from him. No, the guy's tough. The guy has endurance preparation, but the problem is, yeah, he needs to try to get more of those, which is super hard with Islam. It's not that easy to just clash with him. He has a good distance control, and that is a little bit of nightmare to deal with. Round 4 started. Okay, I'm still watching the pause, the break. Well, both are a little bit tired, but GDM is definitely more exhausted, just understandably, because I always say on offense you don't need as much energy as on defense. I mean, at least when it comes to the wrestling and groundwork. Another 2 rounds of this. Well, we might see. It's GDM is tough, so it might end the way. At least it's not as bad as it was DDP versus Kamzat. It's like a full wrestling, just the control time. But yeah, now we're okay. It's round 4. Like Islam has a better footwork. Like, I'm a bit surprised, and I'm wondering, is GDM just hesitant and it's like emotional factor, or is just Islam is generally better? He's super free on his legs. Yeah, the Harb is saying warning about the fingers. I think GDM, like, again, he's just, I don't know what he's trying to do. Yeah. Oh, okay, that was a good cross. Well, Islam is also not necessarily he's trying to do a catch game. He's not rushing either. He knows he's winning, so he's not trying to waste his energy for nothing. So he's still, both of them are still careful with each other. Oh, takedown, of course. That's what I like about Islam. He's doing like a pure stance, pure striking, doing it quite well, and he's not even trying to fall, like throw the hand and fall under it. He just goes. All of a sudden, he just goes, and super unpredictable. It's almost impossible to react to it like this. So I guess my boy Islam is winning in this one. I'm a boxer, not a fighter, not a UFC or MMA fighter like someone asked me. I'm okay. Ooh, it's like a back mount. And he has his back. GDM is, yeah, like a rear naked choke potential here. Yeah, there was no position like that in this fight, so it's just, it's like a, yeah, again, GDM tried to survive, tries to prevent. Islam really goes for the rear naked choke here now. but position is changed now, so it's like a half guard, but with the locked leg, Islam's leg is not free here. So no, it's quite crazy. That I mean, it's super cool. I think that's what they train basically. Jack Della Maddalena basically just learning how to not let Islam to submit him. But again, that's not a winning strategy. And somehow on the feet, he's not better. He's usually better on the feet and with his striking. And in this case, Islam also taking that advantage as well. So he looks better basically in all the aspects. Yeah, it's over for GDM. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much over. The only question is now to see is Islam winning by submission or decision. That's the only question we have left here. So. Okay. Oh, he goes for his arm. I don't know how it's called in English. It's not arm bar, but there's like one movement like Americano, but it's a little bit different. So he tries to just break his arm, but GDM is up on his feet, and it's like okay, 5 feet, 3, 2, 1, time. Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, GDM looks to be frustrated. Good, his physicality is, like, we can give him a credit that he's strong. So he can kind of lead that fight to, not let him, yeah, he, like, even his coach said, like, just, like, don't have that face now. Like, just smash in the face. Well, I wish it was that easy, but I don't know, GDM... He's losing anyways. Does he has to lose anything? Like, he should be like. What do you think, guys? When you are losing as a champion, you know that you already lost. Does it really matter if you will lose by submission or anything else? Does it really matter? I don't think so. So, I would, in his case, I would just really go and just go there, like, and try to get a little bit closer distance. Just throw those punches. At least a little bit more pressure. But yeah, it's a little bit like funny. Championship level fights are very often so calculated. Oh, so calculated. Was it a knee? Like, I missed that one. Was the high knee or something? But yeah, he risked. That's true. He did. Just, yeah, Islam went on the takedown. Oh, he has the arm. Yeah, trying to go for the arm again. Yeah, Islam also he's gonna try to go for the submission, or pretty much submission. He's gonna try to do that, obviously. So for GDM, that's the last round, and it's probably going to go pretty much in the same pace. So I see Islam winning. Still a question if Jack gives him. Yeah, it's like the last time he submitted someone through the hand, it was Kimura with the Dan hooker or something, like in 2021. I agree with you. With you, champion has to go for it. Well, he kind of went for it. I think he threw a knee or something, like high knee. But then Islam just used it as a takedown opportunity. And the problem is, yeah, like from this position, it's impossible to get up. When Islam is on the top, it's like almost impossible to get up. It's 3 minutes. Well, we're gonna have a new, for sure. And with Islam, like, it's quite fascinating because now it kind of sets the dynamic. Islam's gonna be, he's a welterweight champion, a new welterweight champion. He's completely comfortable. He seems to be super comfortable in this weight class. Doesn't seem to be, and he might gonna have the ability to gain a little bit more for the before the fight, which is gonna give him even more. And then we're talking gaining like a muscle mass, not just not just gaining. So now it's question Ilya versus Islam. It's a little bit tricky now. I wouldn't want Ilya to go up in 170. Like, I really wouldn't. I think Ilya is too small for that division. It would be like, you saw what happened to Zhang Weili. She's brilliant, but it's just wrong weight class. So how would they do that? The White House, if they would do that in the White House, the attempt for the Jack is like literally, he's just trying to endure, like he's just enduring it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, well, GDM, one thing that we should give credit for him for being toughness, and I think he definitely prepared for defensive groundwork. But again, it's still a losing game, unless they change the rules regarding the takedown control time and the ground control time, like. Unless they change those rules in UFC and they break it off way more often, there is no point. The defense, the BJJ against the elite wrestling / BJJ not gonna really help. Yeah, 5/5 round complete. So it's a decision. Win. A new champion, the welterweight champion of the world. But what do you think, guys? Like, there is a clear problem in UFC. People already boo, and that reflects in the audience. People already boo when there is, like, literally when there is some people are on the ground. Literally goes booing after a little bit time. So what do you think? Should the UFC really look at the rules and actually consider to change them completely and reshape the rules, that it's a limited amount of you can do takedown obviously, but there's going to be like a limited amount of what you can do in this period, and then they break you off more often. What do you think? What is your opinion about that? To make from the one hand, it's going to be kind of putting it more into ultimate fighting, so you have the grappling time, and you're gonna also have to be good at striking, because you're kind of gonna be dropped back to the stance, and you'll have to do some striking back to grappling. So it's gonna be more watchable, but at the same time, is it gonna be fair? Because we know that BJJ, and then later on that like Caucasian wrestling was introduced, like a Sambo, Russian wrestling. Those became the most dominant martial arts or sports, or like combat sports, that dominated the entire sport. So what's your opinion on that? So it's a little bit tricky. I think that's a little bit hard one, but I think there is definitely an issue. Definitely an issue with it. Okay. Okay, what about the welterweights? Okay, so who we have as contenders? We have now we have Michael Moraes. We have Shavkat. Um, Shavkat is 100% the knockout rate, and I think he has some groundwork too. He's Kazakhstan, so he's the interesting one. Yeah, I mean, there has to be someone in the weight class that can wrestle too and strike too. Like there's the only way. Yeah, Islam got it. Double champ. I mean, he had to he's vacated, but he has 2 belts now. My boy Islam won. No, but the one of the like, if that's I always say that out of the Dagestani fighters, he's my favorite fighter because he actually earned everything he achieved. He really did. So yeah, that's a little bit, that's quite historical now. This is a dream. I'm waiting for him still to throw some roast to DC. I always expect that. They're such a heavy belts, but I like them. And new. How was their asking experience? How was it for him to do in 170? My life has changed. No cut weight. He's so happy about it. Well, that's good for him. That's good for his health, actually. You're saying that there is no secret in my game plan. Everyone knows my game plan, but they can stop me, which is fair enough. Okay. Now about there's quite a row who wants to do contenders, who he wants to fight, and he just says he's happy. Whoever is this. Oh, White House. No words about Taporia, but he's saying White House. The White House, it's like obviously big money, super hype. So I think he doesn't really care who he would fight that much, but it's about, yeah, a catchweight. They're saying, the commentary saying maybe some catchweight, and that would make more sense. Catchweight for Ilya to get the and Islam fight in the catchweight. Welterweight, no. I'll be honest, Islam wins. In my opinion, Islam gonna have a massive advantage in the welterweight. Carlos Prates, Carlos Usman, and yeah, we have Hezbollah is there, like they're just carrying that guy everywhere. Yeah, so we have and still and we have and new. So, well, let me know, guys. How did you like it? How did you like it? I'll be honest. Not contenders. Sorry, the card fights. The before the main events were way more, I would say, objectively entertaining, like a full-on knockout in the earlier rounds, seeing like a clear contenders there, clear dominance. Here it was Valentina's Bailey fight was, as I said, I always enjoy watching Valentina, but at the same time, again, she didn't really risk that much. She had a completely safe game. In the Islam's case and GDM's case, GDM was just fighting for his survival. Sorry for him. Whatever training he did, it definitely gave him ability to defend. Not everyone can defend Islam's Islam's good missions. But at the same time, yeah, like for Islam, it was he looked good, super good in the stance. Had some good moments in the stance. Then he had some good moments in not good moments, like pretty much the whole control in the ground. So and he, let's give him a credit. He tried. Every round he tried to go for submission. It just, he didn't manage to do it, which is fine. I think Pratis and Morales would knock out Islam for sure. We will see what he does next, and I think Ilya knockouts him as well. Well, as I said, with Ilya, I would not agree to the 170 catch weight. Lightweight, Islam is not going to lightweight. Maybe somewhere like in a catch weight, yes, but that is a little questionable either if Islam even agrees to that term. When it comes to the Morales, I think has the better chances because Pratis is not really. I don't know. Like when it comes to the grappling, like I think Morales, like position stance, his ability. I think he would be able to do better takedown defenses. He would be able to, control because he's also a big guy as well. So it's gonna be easier for him to get up on his feet and all that kind of stuff. And obviously punching power. He has massive punching power. So he could have some significant advantages against Islam. Because even in GDM, if you saw, when GDM throwed, like they went in a clinch and he threw a few punches, it slowed down Islam in a way that, I'm not saying that kind of made him hesitant, it's just like he was like, okay, yeah, I gotta be careful, which makes sense, right? Well, with Morales, that could be interesting. The guy has super long reach, he's a weight bully, he can grapple reasonably and he can do takedown defense and he can do enough to keep it in the stance. He's strong enough to do it. And he has, like, could you hear his punches? Like, could you hear, like, you could hear it's like the hammer smashing the stone, something like that. So, I don't know, man. That would be interesting fight. Islam Makhachev versus Michael Morales. What do you think about it? Okay, keep scrolling up. Oh, I asked you about the rules. You're having discussion about that. I'm not saying that they have to be changed. I'm quite okay with watching, but I see that as the sport, you're not going to be able to do well if you don't have fans, or if you lose the fan base, or if the fans kind of start getting bored because of performances, and that becomes an issue, right, at some point. And that's why was my question: how would you try to solve this problem? Very interesting. What do you think about Islam versus Morales? I agree, Ronaldo, but the difference is that if he doesn't submit Ilya can knock out his understanding of boxing is the highest in the MMA. That's definitely wouldn't be like Jack struggling on his feet. Ilya knows how to get there. He knows how to manipulate the distance, but not in a defensive way. He knows how to kind of get himself in. But also Ilya's wrestling and grappling, I think no one ever seen him actually do that, because he knows how to do it. He knows how to get forward the takedowns. He knows how to do it. It's just he chooses not to, and that's very interesting. It's not gonna be also necessarily only defense, but if it's a 170, if Ilya agrees to fight him in welterweight, then there is a problem. Then even just the weight and body size advantage wise, Islam's gonna have that, like that advantage over him, being able to be on the top and have the ground control time, and pretty much not as same as GDM, Ilya still has a better skill, better experience in wrestling in BJJ. It just hasn't been exposed that much in the UFC, and I think it's a good thing. It's for a reason. But definitely rather catchweight or lightweight, which lightweight's not gonna happen. So I think the only option stays is the catchweight. White House card could be awesome. If Islam can, of course, agree. So we'll probably, for enough amount of money, he's gonna agree with for that. Yeah, Morales was crazy. He was so powerful. Weight bully is irrelevant when it comes to down being dragged into the deep end on ground. Yeah, I cannot see any striking division, by the way. I wouldn't say that. Like you can see Pereira, who is not even doesn't have any wrestling. Morales has grappling. We're talking about Pereira, who doesn't have grappling, and he was like he lost first fight against Ankalaev. He still managed to do takedown defenses. And Ankalaev is from Dagestan too. He knows how to wrestle. He knows how to grapple. And then the second fight, he just come in and he just smashes him. When you have a weight bully like that, just starting fights using their reach, and they just throw some punches that. Islam also is not the strongest chin. That is very important. He's super technical. He has a distance control. He knows how to adapt. But I'm saying that there are certain characteristics that can just outperform that, outpower that, or at least have certain advantages. So I would definitely love to see Morales versus Islam. Morales is also young. He's also ambitious. He's massive, super heavy punches. His stance is interesting. So even against the takedown defenses, he was specifically standing the way against the Bradas this way because he knew he would try to go on the takedown, and he could counter it. So, yeah, I don't know. And again, he has a better grappling base than Pereira, for example. Also, when the weight bullying matters is simply, if Islam and GDM was around the same size. Actually, Islam even seemed bigger. And you see how it went. Well, when you have someone who is bigger physically, and yeah, you are in the same weight class, but it doesn't matter. You make that weight, then you regain that weight. And sometimes there's like a 15, 20 pound disparity between the fighters. So imagine being able just to get up, when you are smaller and you cannot escape from a certain position, just because of the pure strength and body size, right? So being a weight bully, the body parameter size has its own impact in this situation. And I'm not saying Islam losing. I think Islam's gonna. I don't think Morales is gonna be first contender. Even though, no, he might be. He might be actually, just because he asked for it. But I still think that Islam is a star now in UFC. He's quite loved. He's quite entertaining, all that kind of stuff. So they're gonna try to feed him some easier fights, if you know what I mean, right? At least couple, one or two. So maybe Morales is not going to be the first contender, like a first title defense for Islam in the welterweight. All those are details, and we shall see more how it goes in the future. Morales is seasoned enough. Well, it's a good thing. Definitely, Islam is way more seasoned than Morales, but he's just a power, talent, and ambition. And well, this is how the stars are born. So I'm not saying he's winning against Islam. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that could be an interesting matchup because we don't want the easy fights. We want champions prove that they're champions for a reason. Like for example, Jack proved that he is a good fighter. I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I'm not gonna say that, but the fact that he won over Bilal, he was better than Bilal, but then there is a little bit higher level of the, there's like the combination of grappling and striking, and Islam, Taporia, you have Volkanovski, you have Sarukian to a certain extent. Hadi, well, he got to prove himself a little bit more, but you have this like type of fighters, and especially newer generations too, that are kind of well-rounded. And sometimes they don't expose everything they have. They just try to push. Lately, it's been like pushing on the striking, especially. So I like that. I like that. I like that Islam does that, and he's quite comfortable in the stance. I like that Ilya pretty much is standing in the pushing on the striking, mostly because he knows that this is more entertaining. This is more what the fans want. And yeah, I mean, I think yeah, Morales. And what do you think about Shavkat versus Islam? What do you think about that one? Maybe catch weight 160 pounds. Yeah, that could be an optimal weight. Cardio can be a problem for Morales. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And well, cardio is something that it's like everyone hates it, but you gotta start training it as soon as you can. And it's trainable. There are protocols and there are training systems that within the few months period you can really improve your cardio significantly. So yeah, that was a good point. Morales better start thinking about that too, rather than just be relying on the early round knockouts. Though a guy has a good distance control, he has a good position, he's adaptable, and he has super long reach and super powerful punches and size on his side. And yeah, it's like he might not need to waste that much energy in the first rounds either. Ilya is too small for the welterweight, don't have the chance with Islam. That's what I said. And I'm Georgian. I cheer with for Ilya in this case. But if that fight happens, it has to happen in the catchweight in the White House probably. That's the only way, only optimal. Islam's not gonna cut to 155 anymore, and Ilya's. I mean, it would be a little bit stupid for him to agree, and it's a little bit in his character in the way that he's super confident and he likes to prove people wrong. But I wouldn't agree for 170 if I was Ilya. Only the catchweight. Morales is just too big for the Islam. Well, that's the thing. They're the same weight class. They're same weight class. So it's going to be interesting to see. There's certain advantages on this side, and obviously we have Islam that is like the best grappling and wrestling in the UFC, one of the best. You know, like you can compare him a little bit with Chimaev and stuff, but like they're pretty much you know, same high level of the wrestling and the grappling. And then he's good and he's super good in stance. He kicks, footwork, counters, jabbing. You know, like he's great. He really is great. He doesn't have very strong chin though. So when it comes to the physical advantages, Morales has few of those too. And I don't know, it would be an interesting fight. Don't you agree with that? Let's talk about Dylan versus Islam, the whole team. Well, I didn't see that one. You guys gotta tell me, or I need to check it up a little bit later. Yeah, Islam probably is gonna gain more weight. He's gonna grow more muscle. He's gonna gain more healthy amount of weight, and then there will be Kawada back even with the bigger weight. So that's also gonna give him even more advantage for sure. Okay, I'll keep scrolling up. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's been like almost 3 hours now live streaming. I appreciate you being here. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Shavkat and Morales are so crazy. Yeah, I mean, definitely contenders. Definitely contenders. Definitely gonna watch it. Definitely, yeah, quite excited. for the welterweight division, actually. I have a husband, and I think he fell asleep, but he was here earlier and moderating and helping me with the chat. What do you think about judo? Great sport, and in Georgia we're actually quite strong in judo. We have both men and female, male and female champions and Olympic medalists and Olympic champions. So yeah, I mean, judo. I'm not really watching judo that much as a sport, I'll be honest, but I always watch and always try to watch when it's our girls and boys competing. Thanks for streaming along, made the fights more interesting for me. Awesome. I appreciate it. So I can do more of those. If you really like that format and it makes more entertaining to watch those fights, maybe I'll try to get a hold of the UFC Fight Night on the 22nd of November, basically next week. So if it's a normal time for me, if it's not too dark or too late or too early, I could do that. And it's also going to be interesting that we have as a main event we have Tsarukian versus Hooker. That's also good because we're going to see, I think Tsarukian wins. It's not going to be a super hard fight for him. I'm not downgrading Hooker, but I'm just saying that I think Tsarukian wins. It's kind of his one fight before his another title shot, and I think he's going to be another contender for Ilya. But also we already have Patty and Ilya. I think are they scheduled for the first Paramount event, UFC event, or is it just the worst? But I remember that was the latest thing they've been talking about, Ilya versus Patty. I think Ilya wins that one, and then you're gonna have Ilya versus Tsarukian. That's how I see it. I'm too powerful and skilled for them. I'm too small and too much of a girl, I think. But I can watch their fights and try to break it down for you guys. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia. I'm from same country as Ilya and Mirab. So yeah, Georgia, Tbilisi, from the capital. I was born in Tbilisi. I was raised in Tbilisi and pretty much spent first 22 years of my life in Tbilisi. Then I met my husband, and then we were on and off, and then we lived in Southeast Asia. For the last year, we spent most of the time in Southeast Asia, specifically in Vietnam. Have you seen Ilya's tweet? No. What? Tell me. Like now? Like recent? I also don't have Twitter. I have him on Instagram. I mean, I follow him on Instagram, so I see the posts on Instagram. What are you talking about in your stream? Well, just was live streaming my reactions to the UFC 322 card and the main events. Yeah, I mean, was quite good. It's quite accurate on. So Prades, Morales, I predicted correctly. So knockouts, I said I see that it's gonna be knockout most likely, and it happened. Zhang Weili, Valentina was, I went for Val. And as much as I wanted her to be more go for knockout or submission or something, she played like a safe, like always. But I always enjoy watching her exchanges, how she just like how she plays the chess game, fights as the playing a chess game. And GDM and Islam was the most I didn't know what GDM got against Islam. And apparently he got a good defensive BJJ, but that was not even nearly close to actually secure the win. And interesting enough, he didn't really move on his feet. He didn't really show off his boxing skills because he's usually better at striking. And in this case, Islam was way ahead in the striking as well. So Islam did a brilliant debut to the welterweight, got the belt, made a history. He's definitely, to me, he's already a GOAT. To me, he surpassed Habib. He's the he's official pound for pound second, but that's the thing. First is Ilya at this point. He's probably gonna jump up again first, and then Ilya's fight. So those two are gonna be like pound for pound. They're gonna always have that clash, and hopefully White House card happens, and we have catch weight, as someone in the comments said, maybe 160 pounds, a catch weight for both of them, so they meet somewhere in the middle, or like 160, I don't know, 63, 64, some middleweights that both of them can have like a even fair fight, opportunity for the fair fight, and then we see who is better as the fighter. Just Jack needs an entire camp dedicated just to the wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. That's what Ilya said. Okay, Jay needs an entire camp dedicated to the wrestling. What is this? Well, I kind of understand Ilya being upset about it, because it's kind of like Ilya is a little bit the guy who's super talented, who has a high fighting IQ, and his team and his brother, and they're like, but this is obvious. Like he's like always says like, I don't understand how they cannot knock, like Volkanovski, for example. People are like, oh, he had never been, Holloway never been knocked out. Like, oh, how? Like, I see how he can be knocked out. And for him, Ilya is one of the fighters who trains. He trains separately. He trains wrestling purely with wrestlers. He trains boxing purely with boxing, and maybe that's one of the reasons why he's that good, and he's one of the best at this point. But that's the thing, I understand he's being upset, because that was kind of, for him, it would be an obvious thing. He would be like purely focused on the wrestling camp, to be more offensive, and to be able to. Because BJJ, apparently you cannot do much. BJJ against Dagestani wrestling just gonna give you an ability to maybe defend yourself from submission, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Okay, so because wrestling positioning is also a little bit different. When you go for wrestling and you switch in BJJ, it's like you can dominate from the ground, right? In the wrestling, you switch positions to the way that you just, like, you cannot do anything from the bottom except defend it yourself. So I understand Ilya's frustration. He's being harsh, obviously, but he's not being wrong, I think. And it's not a bad suggestion, actually. Going to Georgia to learn wrestling is a very good idea. Hello, appreciate you guys. The world is yours, you know this already. Whatever that means. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Islam would destroy Ilya. Well, that's the thing. Islam's gonna destroy Ilya in 170, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Because there is a weight disparity, there's weight disadvantage for Ilya. In a lightweight, I still go 50-50, because, as I said, I always gonna give credit for Makhachev, but Ilya, as like, they might be even equally strong as the fighters, with slightly advantages in a certain aspects. But the thing is, it's about the appropriate weight class, where one or another doesn't get, Ilya in this case doesn't get just outpowered by the weight and the size in this case. So I just see that more like happening in a catch weight. And then catch weight, I would still give 50-50. I would still give 50-50. It would be more optimal, and we shall see. Okay, there's someone very upset here. Well, even if I don't know anything in your opinion, I'm just, it's my live stream, so you rather feel free to join and be positive and respectful and, engage in the conversation with me or others in the chat, or you can move on with your life. Valentina is losing her next fight. Against whom? Who is the contender? So Valentina is also in her, like, she's not that young anymore, so, but women tend to stay longer as well. Somehow women sometimes they fight till their 40s and like older than that, so I don't know. And as like for Valentina, it's her lifestyle. I think she would be it would be hard for her to give up on fighting for quite some time for now. Valentina did great. Yeah, she did like a safe, calculated chess game basically, and also the size and weight advantage worked. Some people forget that yes, they are weight aims. You pass the weight, but then you have the time, like around at least 24 hours, to rehydrate, regain that weight. So people after that water cut, they come back with the like gain extra 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds sometimes. So it's weight factor still plays the role. It's not like they have to fight in that specific weight. And it's interesting, like they have to make that weight, but then they can gain back to and still have that disparity within the pound. So, well, somehow that's why you gotta choose the right weight class for you, because if you're too small in your weight class, you're always gonna meet someone who's heavier, who's gonna have a size and the power, weight and strength advantage. Okay, another tweet for Islam. You need to something you can train. Emotion. You are the most boring and boring thing in this game. Every day I'm more center. I put you to sleep, Ilya. Well, Ilya's being offensive now, and that's good because now people's gonna talk about it, and that's just gonna increase chances. That might make Islam angry too. Like he might be just like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? So it kind of makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, it's not mine. I don't know. Okay, card. They pay with card. Okay, yeah. Someone the brought order, but I'm not sure if it's Chris's or someone else's. But yeah, the delivery guy just left it here. I'm a boxer, and I love watching UFC specifically and boxing. Pro boxing at this point. I'm not saying not just ladies, Mister. Here, don't change my words. I'm saying that you have a lot of older champions. I mean the age has changed towards. I think the prime kind of shifted, like the prime age shifted a little bit, and the athletes have the fighters have a longevity in the sport. Like more of the fighters fight for longer, and they still manage to do it successfully. But I'm just saying, if you look at the boxer champions in different weight classes, if you walk like MMA, UFC, like women, literally, we're talking about 35 and about like that kind of age, and sometimes they even do better than someone who is younger just because of experience. All I'm saying is, it feels like in men, it's a factors, it's a combination of factors to get that prime. So it's like a physiology, testosterone levels, just like lack of injuries, the ambition, and lack of the sport fatigue, that kind of stuff. So it's like around, I would say it gets, and experience too, enough experience, so a combination maybe 27, 20, 29 years, and it lasts for a few years after that, but then it kind of goes into decline. In the women, like I almost have a feeling that they kind of reach their prime a little bit later, and because we are generally not that high in testosterone, so it's not like it's a certain age you have it higher and then you have it lower or anything like that. So in women, I think experience plays a big role, and the more experienced you are, the longer you train, the longer you acquire those skills, the better. That's how I kind of explain, in my opinion, why we have older women dominating very often. Well, if you exclude some of like girls like Dakota Dicheva, she's like quite young and reigning, and you know, in one championship who is like Stam Fairtex, she's good. I'm trying to remember, she had the injury. I think she had a pause or something. But anyways, yeah, just ranting about that. Doesn't really matter, honestly. The point is that we're having a little fire here. That might have been the biggest woman mismatch I've seen. Well, I mean, Zhang decided to go up in the weight class, and it's like, you know, they don't have that much of the, like, I mean, you have more differences in the height and the reach as well. They both are working from the distance. Like Valentina is like a trap. It's like a trap that you get closer to, it closes it up. So she farms you with the combos, and she counters everything. I think she counters everything. She knows how to counter everything pretty much. And Zhang Weili wasn't ready. Like, she probably had to go be in a closer range and just grind her through more, because she's quite athletic herself. But, well, instead, it's just like didn't work. So Valentina set the pace from the beginning, countered everything, confused her. So Weili was already pretty much lost the entire fight, because like she couldn't adapt to the pace, couldn't find her distance. And when the time goes like round after round, it goes that way, then you just cannot use advantages, even if you have those. The men fighters to do well in their 40s in light heavyweight and heavyweight, but not lower weight class. That's a good point. Well, like, that's kind of what I'm saying, and thank you for pointing out, for clarifying that too, like in detailizing. And I think there are always certain reasons, and that's interesting to think about it and talk about the potential reasons why it's like that. Why kind of statistics play a certain way that it's like, okay, you know, it's just majorities do that. Like, for example, when people it's a little bit different example, but when people talk about the eye pokes, it's like the glove issue or something. Well, I think in the UFC statistics, they're like around 14% of the fighters out of 100, 14% of people are responsible for 65% of the eye pokes. Sometimes it can happen by accident, because you don't want to keep your full fists in the UFC in MMA fully closed, because you gotta be able to switch to the ground, to the takedown if you need to. But accidents happen. But as I said, there's certain category, like the percentage of people who are responsible for majority of the eye pokes. That is already statistics. That means that it's not a glove issue as much as the attitude towards it. It's that rule hasn't been enforced, and now it's been, even in this card, like the referees been saying that, like, okay, they've been giving warnings on the keeping the fingers curled a little bit. Because there should be a point deduction, and there should be a disqualification for, having your hand like this and pushing away someone. And once you get there is one thing when you just kind of push away on their forehead, but when you do that in their face and you literally take it as like try to get away with it, and have a John Jones attitude, which was like, yeah, I know the pokes are illegal, but I still do them, and just have a smile ear to ear. That is a wrong attitude, and that's why we have those statistics, right? So that's Anyways, just ranting about it. Wait, you guys turned this pretty girl life into the UFC chat. Well, it was actually from the very beginning. It was the live stream about the UFC. I was watching the fight and I was just live streaming my comment, my reaction, and engaging with the chat. Heavyweight power is the last thing to leave a man, so they say. Okay, that's a good point. Actually is. But also, what do you think about? Well, we have Usyk, who is natural, not even a heavyweight, but he, combination of his technique and his fighting IQ and adaptability, like he can be one of the best, maybe even all time, like, you know, top 10, 15 list of the all time. And I understand that heavyweight division, a lot of people say that it became more clumsy, they're not risking anymore that much. Before it was like the clash of the kings and it was like super entertaining. It was also super damaging. Most of the people with the brain damage issues were coming from the boxing heavyweight divisions, like light heavyweight, heavyweight. So yeah, it became safer, I guess, but at the same time, maybe not as watchable. Though it's still interesting. You were saying that was a good point. One of the reasons, possibly, is that 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 power doesn't, like, I mean, if you're a big guy already and you've been doing that for a long time, it's not gonna leave you like straight away. And the pace is still lower, unless you have someone like Usyk who's like moving like a middleweight and welterweight. The pacing is also different. You know, it's not as speedy as you would have in the lower divisions, which is easier to someone in their prime comes in and all of a sudden they're just faster than you. They're faster, they're more reactive, etc. Usman should face Morales next. I think Morales is not going to get directly a title shot with Islam in this case. So yeah, Usman Morales could be a possibility. I would watch that. Chat, is she Russian? Never seen this life before. I'm Georgian. I'm Georgian, but I have Russian, Ukrainian roots from my mother's side, so I'm a little bit of mix. And I'm fluent both in Georgian languages, in Russian and English, as you can see. Well, John Jones was best ever, but there's so many other great fighters. There's like the whole like I don't know, there are people who just take this one fighter and they just, like, you know, just learn everything and anything about them and become fans, which is nothing wrong with that, to have a favorite fighter. But you know, boxing, mixed martial arts, kickboxing is a separate thing, and any other sports like Muay Thai, BJJ, like it has its own history, and the history is built with the individual stories of the each and fighter. There's some fighters there, like no one even knows their name and they're not that interesting, but they're still part of it. They've still been there. They've still been fighting. They've been opponent. They've been helping to create a star, you know, by facing someone who was actually whose names are actually written in the history of the mixed martial arts and the sport. But also, yeah, we have, and we also have, obviously we have stars and champions, and we have like a reigning competition of some of the fews, but we also have someone in the middle who also have quite extraordinary and interesting stories, quite inspirational and motivational in its own way. So that is the main reason why I love it. I look at the that universe, let's call it that way, through that perspective. To me, it's not just fights and, someone smashing someone or someone punching the other person. It's not only that. It's not only sport. It's not only a competition. It's it's a community. It is a lifestyle. It is a chess game. It is a philosophy. And those are stories. Those are real human. Those stories of greatness, of resilience, and of not giving up. Common sense. I love those words. Thanks. Who do you think will win between Islam Hamzat? I think Hamzat is a little bit way too big for Islam. I really do. And I think Hamzat, when I say, I think Islam might be, if there is the only person he could be a little bit behind on wrestling intensity, the level of wrestling, just because of the intensity, is Hamzat possibly? I mean, if hold up, let me check something. Okay, anyways, if they have shortly speaking, it's not going to be that easy. Hamzat is way too big. He was struggling to make welterweight when he was in the welterweight division, and Islam is comfortable in the welterweight. Striking wise, I still Islam is better. I think technically Islam has way superior striking than Hamzat, but it's just sometimes again technique not gonna work when you're in the wrong weight class or against the opponent who is originally now for a long time in the middleweight, and for you fight them in the welterweight. They're still bigger. They still have the weight advantage. They're still gonna regain, even if they do the cut, they're gonna regain way more than you do. So it's kind of same like Ilya and Islam in the welterweight. I would not put Hamzat and Islam in the middleweight or Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much unrealistic too. Oh, Merab versus Piotr Jan thoughts. Merab is winning, but I'm also being biased. Of course, I want to Merab to win, but everyone is always thinking, someone's gonna come in and is gonna, even Merab says himself that everything can happen in UFC. Sometimes everything goes well, but boom, you get knocked out. You just got caught. So things like that happen, and I love Merab for that, for admitting those things. But people don't understand how relentless is his cardio and therefore his pressure. It's so out of this world, and that's what breaks your willpower. Your willpower is linked within your endurance and your comfort, how comfortable you are in the octagon or on the ring. If that is broken and you see an opponent literally smiling at you and not even sitting down, Merab never sits down between the rounds. I think he's the only person who does that in the UFC at least. So yeah, I still go for Merab. To me, if they do everything correctly, and including next year when he's I'm gonna defend more often, I think his team need to focus on his health too. So they shouldn't do it on expense of his health. If Merab is good and he's healthy and his mindset is good, yeah, no problem. But if all of a sudden there's some problem and he needs to recover, couple fights a year is fine. Merab is setting quite a high standard for now the title defense. So it almost feels like if he would do less, people would judge him. But I don't care. It would be smart for him to and for his team to make sure they don't do way too much. You know what I mean? Because everyone's body fade, everyone's body wear off, and he's not that young either. He's 35 years old. So I see him winning against the Piotr Jan, but he gotta be Like I love that he's proving so much, but at the same time, there always a certain limit. I want to see Anthony Hernandez versus Hamzat next year for the belt. Yeah, but what problem is like Hamzat is not really a very active fighter. That's a little bit of a problem. Uh, like he has, how long he's been inactive now again? What was his last fight was with DDP, which wasn't that long ago. Okay, I apologize. It wasn't that long ago. But he had in the past he had period due to his health issues or whatever reason. But like having fight maybe once a year, maybe not even that. So yeah, I hope next year he's gonna be active. Chins are all the same. Technique doesn't matter. Meet the fighters that throw like a girl. Um, kind of yes. I'll tell you. Like you cannot train the chin. When they say, "Oh, you gotta train your chin," you can train your neck, so your neck holds your skull, your head a little better. But it's no such a thing that train your chin. But genetically, there are some people who just have a stronger chin. Just the positioning, the shape of it, the way how it is. It just meaning that it's stronger because it has less vulnerable spots. Which obviously it depends. There is always you can always get to a certain force that you can knock out a person flat. It's like Usyk was saying. Have you ever been knocked out? It's like by horse, right? Like the horse, it just you know. So there is always a force that can knock you out. But when we're talking about mixed martial arts scenario, there are slight differences. There are people who just have strong chin. It doesn't mean that it's impossible to knock them out. I'm not saying that. But they just take it, they just swallow the punch good. When there's some people who really are quite vulnerable to it, and like even moderate punches sometimes just drop them out of the balance. And they have a Floyd Patterson had actually, he was smaller for his division, and obviously he was getting hit by a heavier horse, but at the same time, as much as he was powerful himself as well, and he was able to knock out bigger opponents, he was known for his weak chin, and he's been knocked down many times, but he was always getting back up and fighting it through. So factors of the weight class, the force you're being hit with, but also a little bit of genetical factors as well. But yeah, training your chin, there's like such a thing as train your chin. Yeah, nothing, anything like that. Okay, I keep scrolling up, guys. Have you been a long time? All the crips in the chat, guys, just go start training. Instead of feel free to join the live stream and talk about sport and that kind of stuff. But if you're just here to or like in the social media just to creep on someone, you gotta do something better with your life. Just go train, find a good community, surround yourself with good people, and just focus on yourself. What got you in the interest in the combat sports? I started karate for more like self-defense, to be able to be strong, defend myself, for confidence. I'm also like the oldest child in my family. All of us are girls, so I'm like almost like being super protective. So I want to be able that if something I can help them. So I started karate, and this is where I got introduced to UFC. It's the reigning period of Ronda and Conor McGregor, John Jones. Like this is when I got introduced to those guys. A little bit later, I was looking a lot on the lightweight. So it's like Khabib, Dustin Poirier, Gaethje, when all of them were like quite young in those periods. And yeah, this is how I started. But then it's been like on and off. I moved to boxing after karate, so I focused on boxing. Then I retired from the amateur. I had a short career in amateur, and I kept training for myself. And like watching and following up with the boxing world and the UFC was on and off. Sometimes there was some time that I didn't, follow up at all. But then since I came back to the training, when I started training boxing more and back to on a higher level, live streaming about it, I started rewatching stuff. I started watching some stuff that I never seen, some of the history of the martial arts and boxing, and well, that's what I'm doing. And to me, it's also a learning process as well. Yeah, that's pretty much. Why is a Japanese woman crying in my head? Okay, that's funny. It's not necessarily a Japanese woman. Yeah, looks like one, but this is more like a warrior makeup. That was my tattoo master's idea. He was like working on a warrior. He wanted to make that like a warrior style tattoo. So it's like a dragon and a female. It's like the same entity and the bloody katana because he just thought he would look cool on the background. That was a good way to ask that question. What's my tattoo? What's your amateur record? IBA, 5 fights. One of them is like national Georgian. 2 was in the international competition, and 2 win. So total 3 wins, 2 losses. That's my official record. That's it. And apart from that, I did open ring tournament, open non-official fights. So shortly saying, it's in the region, Armenia, Georgia, different cities within Georgia, try to get as much experience as possible, sometimes even with boys, which was, a couple times awkward. Not a fan of the, mixed gender fights or anything like that. But yeah, in Georgia at that time, there were not that many women. So yeah, I train mostly with guys, but obviously we're trying to find some girls, and there were some girls then coming up. Now there is a whole team. There is actually a whole team, and they are still underage. There's like a 16, from 14 to 17 years old, but within a few years there is the entire team who are actually practicing and training. I'm talking about females specifically. So I did some sparrings with them too, and they're great. They actually do good. What do you think about MMA Guru? He have a big problem. I never watched MMA Guru like any of his videos. I just saw some of the reposts or posts he's been saying, and sometimes he's just being. Sometimes he talks out of his ass. But again, I probably saw some of the controversial stuff. Maybe sometimes he has a more accurate opinions too, but I as I said, I don't really follow the guy, so I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. You married? Yes, I am. And please don't spam. Why is the mixed fights a problem? I mean, the guys okay, the guy cannot usually guys hesitate too, because like they don't want to hurt you, and fairly, because at certain point after puberty starts hitting, and even pre that period, so basically from 10 and above, the disparity grows gradually, and then puberty hits, and it's just massive. So when I was like 15, it was already like between 15-year-old girl and 15-year-old boy. Depends on the boys. Some of them hit a little bit later. They hit puberty a little bit later, but it's still this difference. They're still more powerful, faster, all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit unfair both ways. It's unfair to the guy. Kind of, they don't want to hurt the girl, and they rather have to kind of hesitate and give up, and they don't know what to do. They're put in a very bad situation. And also for girls, it's like just way too much of the. It's too hard of the competition. So it's basically unfair. No matter how good of the skill I have, one punch can just lay me off, right? So yeah, that's. But anything lower than 10, it's a little bit different. There is not even an actual boxing competitions, I think, start from 11. Amateur boxing starts from 11. So anything lower than 10, it's just a practice and training for kids to, learn this thing. In the wrestling, we have this one girl now, and I think it's a freestyle wrestling. And I've seen her. So she's like 5 years old, and she's competing with 5-year-olds, but they're now girls. So all parents are notified that she's competing, and they explain that at this age it's more like a skill competition. So actually, a 5-year-old girl versus boy. Still has a better chance and it's more equal and even whether than a 25-year-old woman and 25-year-old guy, right? Even in the same class. And that girl actually been winning. And that's the point. I think it's important for coaches and the organizers present it the way that boys shouldn't hesitate, because and they don't at that age. They usually don't, because at that age, boys don't really know the difference between, or I think it's like 7 or 8 years. But anyways, they still barely know exact difference between each other. So it's just more like a pure skill competition. And a lot of people are like, oh, she's just humiliating boys. It's like, no, we try to create kind of an environment, because for her it's actually a good experience, because she's been training now with boys. When she grows up a little bit and boys outgrow her, she's still going to be able to train with them. So she might become a very strong athlete when it comes to competing other women. Somehow it just helps. But yeah, so it's a little bit tricky, when it's like a very young age. Maybe mixed tournaments in certain sports is not necessarily a bad thing. But then, as I said, then they grow, we both grow, then the puberty hits in the boys, and then it's like a we would say it's like a very big disparity. Islam became double champ. Yeah, I mean, yeah, holding both belts. He had to vacate his belt, so. Oh, interesting question. With mixed martial arts being more like a yang energy, have you noticed the benefits applying yin energy in your life? And if so, what do you do? Well, definitely, I live my life with yin energy. I definitely embraced my feminine, and that's healthy, because if I want a long-term health, if I want healthy relationships, healthy body, healthy mind, I need to be in my dominant, as a female, I need to be in my dominant energy, which is nurturing, healing, like a kind of like this deep wisdom, like trying to aim for those qualities. But it helped actually to bring up my yang too. So before, when I would try to just be tough, because I wanted to be tough, and there were reasons because I had to be tough. I realized that in life you gotta be tough, but there was also something missing, and I couldn't understand. And well, how it happens sometimes, girls they try to be like boys, and because they kind of think that life might be easier if you're tough as a boy, but in reality, it's about the peace of mind. It's about and it's about grinding up your way up. So even martial arts, my feminine perspective, the way how I approach it, without too much ego, too much of the just brawling and fighting, but more like from the tactical way, actually teaching myself how to understand it, how to like find that comfort and presence during the sparring or fight or whatever, and to grow from that point. So it becomes more of the intellectual work, and that happens when you have like a combination. So my yin definitely helped my yang to get better, and yeah, I think it's just the way it works. I think it works for men too. Like as much as the yang is like dominating in men, and it's how it should be. At the same time, I think it should be like men should be also be open. They should be open for a little bit flexible perspective, trying to understand the environment in the way like women do, because women women have that, I think, natural talents to, if they use it, if they really want to, they can really understand people's emotions, how it feels. Well, that really helps in the fights. It really helps in the sport when you actually can understand, when you can feel how your opponent feels, when you can balance yourself, and not only rely on your like pushing and like and your conquering energy, but also be able to balance it. You know what I mean? Keep scrolling up, guys. Appreciate you being in chat. Actually, the viewers grew up a little bit comparing when I was live streaming the fight. No, I don't have MMA record. Amanda News sparred a lot of guys during training, said Jorge Masvidal. And here is the key word: she sparred, meaning those guys were helping her. She didn't beat those guys. Just because she sparred the guys doesn't mean she was beating them or anything like that. It helps. There are certain ways how it's just beneficial for guys to help girls to train, because it's almost like putting a lightweight and train them with the welterweight. I'm not saying they should go full force, but imagine like a welterweight, the reach, the size, the maybe power, even certain, like even if you would like you would create a disparity within the weight class. Not exactly, but something similar is there. Like if you put the same weight class men versus woman, and you give the task to a man that, okay, you gotta let her work, but you need to pressure her enough, so and seek for her openings. That's gonna put her, that woman, in a situation that she has to train those things. So it's not just throwing punches anymore. It's actually trying to level up the game. And thanks to you, like I would use that opportunity and thank all men in mixed martial arts, in sports, boxing, who understand that, and they're really helping us to get better. I really do. Who you got? Topuria Makhachev? I think Topuria touches him, Georgia Wills. I appreciate it, but it really depends. In the welterweight, I don't think Ilya has that many chances. He's too small for this weight class. In the lightweight, I think Ilya would be able to do that easy. Generally, I say it's 50-50 because they both are well equipped. They both have similar advantages, but they kind of they're better in kind of opposing aspects. Slightly better, not like too better. And that's the great thing, because it would be the whole tactical game plus fight plus like trying to, okay, who's making mistakes, so it would be super tense fight. The only option I see is to make that fight in the catch weight, and I think that could be a possibility. They might do that for the White House card if they pay enough to both Ilya and Islam to get there. But yeah, catch weight should be an opportunity, and I would go 50-50. Yeah, I really do. Like, as much as I want to Ilya to win, I think it's 50-50. Who you pick between Kyla versus Amanda? I like both. I like Kyla. I think I like her. I just like her. Amanda was one of, like, when Amanda came in, it was like all of a sudden women's division became like, wow. I mean, at least the bantamweight. So I don't know. Like, I'll be honest. I want Amanda to win. I don't know. I just have, like, I've been following her for way longer as well, and I like Kyla too, but still Amanda. So though it's her, she's coming back. She's like in a training camp. She's getting back in the groove. I think she has that discipline. She understands what she needs to get there. I don't think she, she's delusional about in underestimating Kyla and her preparation and her activeness in the sport. But yeah, I think if she prepares, if she does the full camp, Amanda got it. Well, sometimes beating also doesn't mean beating, outpowering. Sometimes, like I can outbox a lot of guys. Outboxing is not beating. Outboxing is outboxing. You get the difference. So in MMA too, like skill wise, there are certain things, but again, there's still a disparity. There's still a disparity in the sport if you just put a man against a woman. It doesn't mean that a woman cannot defend herself. There was even the case. I don't remember which MMA fighter was that, the female one. She like she just mouthed the guy who tried to rob her, held her, like manhandled him, and called 911. Yeah, and like she was holding him before they came in. So it's like, of course their skill is like way higher than a lot of other guys. But again, if we talk about sport, we just gotta be factual, right? So I'm trying to be factual. Ilya is explosive knockout artist. Islam is controlled wrestler, but from the other hand, Islam has super good. He has a good striking. He has a good countering striking. He good distance control, and Ilya is black belt in BJJ and has good wrestling himself. He knows how to recover. He knows how to do the takedown defenses, and he knows how to wrestle if he wants to. So that's the beauty of that fight. Which fight made you more excited? I think actually the Prades Moraes and the first fight where the I forget the other guy's name who actually did the knockout. The knockout fights were the most kind of exciting ones. I'm not saying it was like a super long fight or anything, and therefore not super excited in that way. But when you have a knockout, it's like, ooh, okay, that's tough. So it's already entertaining. Somehow it was in the main card fights were more tactical, more you have to break down those in details to really enjoy them. That's in my opinion. Makhachev and Ilya could be possible in the catchweight. I think Kala going to wrestle Nunes to a decision. That could be possible. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. That can. Are you a fan of Islam? I like Islam. Okay, keep scrolling up. Okay, someone is spamming some nonsense, so I'm just putting it as a timeout. Here we're timeout. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia myself, Georgia the country. Is Islam now the GOAT? Yeah, I think so. I would put him. He already outperformed Habib, so if Habib is called GOAT, why wouldn't Islam? As I said, I'm from Georgia, the country. Murab is looking for a wife. Help him. I think already a lot of people are already helping him. Trust me, the whole Georgia wants to marry him to a Georgian girl. You have no idea how Georgians were happy to hear that he wants to marry a Georgian girl. Like you have no idea. I imagine he's getting messages and the letters and everything. A Georgian family suggesting their girls as the potential candidates. Yeah, it's funny. Well, guys, listen, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a good live stream. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. You've been amazing. It was quite a good card. Not gonna complain about it. And the history was made. We have Islam as the 2 division champ, and now let's see who's gonna be next, and let's also pay our attention to lightweight and bantamweight divisions as well, what's going on there, and potentially wait for soon rematch between Tom Aspinall and Gan, because that eye poke, just to put all that behind us. Also next week there is a fight night event. Main fight is Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. And I go for Arman. As much I don't like Arman, I'll be honest. Personally, not my favorite personalities or stories, and like I don't really like his personality that much. But I think he wins. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting in a lightweight as well. We have a Paddy and Ilya potentially, and then after this tile one fight, Tsarukyan is one of the main contenders for the lightweight belt. So yeah, but like potentially that might happen even before, because White House is kind of far away still. In the near future, in the far future, when those fights depends on the timing and stuff. I think the Paddy versus Ilya and Tsarukyan versus Ilya gonna happen before potentially Islam versus Ilya, if that even happens. Is arranged marriages thing in Georgia? Just curious. No, not like in India, for example. Like when it's like really arranged. It's more like they try to kind of like, oh yeah, oh, I have a girl your age, and like, oh, I have a boy that like, he's like this and that, and yeah, sometimes family talks, but it's illegal to force it on. Like you can go to police if someone tries to like arrange to marry you against your will. But they try to kind of push their candidates, and a lot of young people in Georgia are kind of annoyed of that. They're like, okay, just leave me alone. Muraz versus Islam. I was asking in chat, what you guys do think? I think it would be cool. Muraz is a division weight bully, young, hungry, ambitious, crazy, like a little bit natural freak too. He has his weaknesses potentially. Maybe his cardio might gas out a little bit, but he showed good pacing in this fight. Definitely, he's not rushing. He's not super explosive in the way that he just burns his energy in the beginning. He's quite calculating. So could be interesting. Could be interesting to put their advantages against each other and see. And I think it's not gonna be that easy for Islam. It's gonna be harder than GDM versus GDM, I think, because of the physicality. The Moraes' physicality. Yeah, I'm already leaving, guys. We've been discussing about UFC 322, and yeah, we're just live streaming how I watched it, and now we've just been talking a little bit about it. But as I said, I gotta go now. I thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Later today is gonna be karaoke night live stream, actually. First time in a long while. I'm gonna host karaoke tonight again, and yeah, I think that's gonna be fun. So feel free to join for that one as well. Have a great day or a great night, and see you in the next live stream. Ciao.